species of animal in particular, or even flora, fauna, and so on. If you have any particular type of flora and fauna that needs to be protected, these things are supposed to be relocated in a responsible manner, just like persons supposed to be relocated, or persons that are affected relocated in a responsible manner. And same way they see the building homes for persons that are to be relocated. But what about the animals, the flora, the fauna, and so on? There says the environmental impact assessment. Part of it is supposed to identify any type of animal or flora or fauna of significant, special significance, and definitely the jackal is a bird, a parrot of special significance because it's an endangered species. And I've never heard or seen nothing from something like an area in we did not show it on the live, but there's an area in palm tree, before the funeral, that a large section of trees were chopped down. Yeah, you didn't. The end of it. Yeah. So a large section of trees were chopped down, were bulldozed. You know,
Well, as you're talking about the trees being bulldozed, yes. Because there was a picture in the newspaper, I didn't read the article, you know, of the government in the forest.
Yeah.
The dimension of Project Saturn and that kind of vibes. But that project, let me ask you, Pyro, the projects start without an environmental assessment.
Pujo, that I put up, man, 4 times I want to ask. If when you do what's it, EIA?
The environmental impact assessment was.
That's what I asking. A question,
It was
please.
not done, right?
It was done.
It was done.
An environmental impact assessment has been done.
And where are the results?
The results. Well, you see the thing about it now, that is the next thing. An environmental impact assessment supposed to engage the public also. But there was never really an engagement with the public.
So the public not part of the environment that have been impacted then?
Exactly. Yes, they are. And that is what I'm saying. It's supposed to have that arm of the EIA, the environmental impact assessment, but we never saw none of them things. But from my understanding is that an environmental impact assessment has been done.
So let me ask Pyro, is the big architect, when should the final plan of the airport be presented to? Should be presented? Should it be presented at the start like now? Should the government have a workable plan to present to the people that enough that you can go and see what is the size of the toilet, how much toilets it have?
About it, at the end of the environmental impact assessment, there should have been a design proposal. When you complete the environmental impact assessment, you do the design proposal, because you need the environmental impact assessment to understand how certain solutions going to be developed. To check, because you're going to have 9 rivers, my brother, that are going to be impacted. So how are you going to lessen the impact on those rivers, or you're just going to destroy them altogether? So it's only after you do that you can really come up with a design solution. So the cat was placed before the horse.
But you know where the runway going?
Yeah, they say they put the runway.
So that is a general idea, as to say we put in the runway there rather than a concrete plan of measurements and again something on paper.
Before I want to go back to the environmental impact assessment.
Okay.
Because of the environmental impact assessment, you're supposed to be able to identify special needs.
Yes.
through an environmental impact assessment. And all, whatever architectural solution you want to take, or what proposed project going to impact, or is going to impact the natural environment, right? In the natural environment, you have all the different factors. You have the ecosystem, and part of the ecosystem is of nature. I mean, is the animals and the flora and fauna. And I mean, I cannot stop stress on seeing the jaco parrots, which are endemic to Dominica, an endangered species of bird, right, of parrot that is endemic. Only you can, if these parrots disappear, they cannot be from nowhere else in the world. So you're telling me you're going to destroy the habitat of the parrots and not relocate them?
They'll fly somewhere else, man.
That is how they end up being endangered in the first place. It's part of the reason they have been endangered. So, you know why?
They're saying how somewhere they might fly somewhere else.
But it's because of the same building of communities, building of villages, and clearing of forests and trees. That is one of the reasons that they lost their habitat. Remember, you have to clear the forest to make agriculture. It's not just to build houses. You want to plant a bush and fig, a fig plantation.
You have to clear forest.
You have to clear the forest, lay down the fig, there are bananas. Whatever agriculture you want to do, if it's
at the expense
livestock,
it's at the expense of
you
the
have to
forest.
make space for the animals to be able to roam, graze, whatever it is. Everything is. So you destroy the habitat of the wild animals. But if you can relocate the people, why can't you relocate the animals?
Well, they might say they don't have the resources or the people or the experts to do such a job.
Well, we have forestry, and part of it, to me, that is why you need an integrated. That is why you need integrated plan. When you're dealing with them levels, there you need an integrated.
Who cares about the birds? I'm a foreigner. I'm Samuel Anthony Hayden. It's not my birds. I don't care about them stupid birds. I don't care about all you stupid forests. I care about the money I go and profit in. Who gives a damn about if all your birds die off, my brother? At the end of the project, I $2 billion up. I don't care if all you hungry. That is how I can see them operating.
That is the approach. That what you're speaking of, that seems to be the approach.
Yeah.
That seems to be the approach. Because we call ourselves the Nature Isle of the Caribbean of the world. Yet still, we do not carry this film on. To what we do.
And how we
and
do.
We do not do it in a responsible manner.
Our actions.
And being accountable. Just bulldoze the forest, man, and put down your pot and make our money and to hell with everything. But we have to be responsible. Like we say, man was given dominion over the animals. And we believe in the Lord God, and God gave us dominion above
I don't know now.
all creatures. So,
but let me ask you,
we have a responsibility not just to ourselves, but to the creatures that was entrusted to us. So if we let me just finish it. So if we just come now and just decide, well, to hell with the animals, all we care about is money. So then, what have we truly become? We just have we gone to the devil and sold our souls for.
But Pyro, that is the question I come in to ask you. Because man classified yourself above the animals. But it would seem, boy, it's sad, but maybe really all men not created equal, or maybe we created equal, but we're not equal in character. Which is the same reason why Maggie a little, you know, perturbed. You know? Because if you have to free a man, again, I come back to that. If you have to free a man and keep him free, What's separating him from a animal? If a man don't want to take responsibility for himself, somebody can be responsible for, have to be responsible for him, and that is the thing that we are facing right now. Because we talking about the animals, yes, but all while we talking about the parrots and the thing, I saying to myself, in the man to consider in human life.
Yeah. Correct.
You know, we're making a long stretch. We're making a long stretch to even think that they would consider thinking of animals. You check? Because we who have abandoned responsibility for ourselves, we are like animals for them. You check?
Trust me. Slaves.
They think like we cannot do nothing for ourselves. We will not stand up for nothing. If it's anything, we're waiting for somebody to stand up for us, to protect us. As adults, you know, we have children to protect, but we're waiting for somebody to protect us. So how you gonna protect that child when you're waiting for a savior? You're waiting for somebody to take action to protect you. So that is what I wanted to ask. What is the separation of man and animal in that classification?
Because they don't want to be blamed, my God. They don't want to be blamed.
Because the leaders we have, they don't treat us like human beings, you know.
Because
I agree with you on that.
Because the people don't want to be blamed, because the leaders don't care about the people. It's not just the animals alone. See what they're doing in Wesley. Where they putting the people to stay right now is where the people were doing their family before. So the damage, and right now in the world is a time we need food security.
Yeah.
So the damage in farmland to give us concrete where we can't eat that. But what you telling me now? Instead we go forward.
And
to
like
step
you say
backward.
too, you damaging, you destroy the farmland. But have you opened any new farming areas?
Nothing.
No.
To say, well, they take out how many acres of farmland, they're going to replace how many acres more of farmland. They destroying a community that have a history. I mean, we saw the runway supposed to pass where you have a church, a cemetery.
100-year-old church.
Yeah.
And Dominica have very few things that have lasted and standing for over 100 years. Matter of fact, all the things over 100 years ought to be destroyed, man, in Dominica.
Yeah, then
And just be out for nigga. We have the Savannah, we have the old boys school over there by across the Savannah.
What's the library?
Yeah.
See the library.
The library to burn 4 times.
Anglican church.
See
In
Anglican
front of the
church.
president's
Anglican
apartment.
church.
Yeah,
So it just
not preserving nothing.
seems like nothing historic.
Let me go further and deeper, Spooju. You know what? On the weekend we met a Carib. I don't call them. I don't do say
Kalinago.
I don't like to say Kalinago. You know, Carib is the real history. It's Carib, you know, the real fearless and warriors. See when you go Kalinago, it's when you go Kalinago, like you taming them down, like how they tame down Dominicans. I like the Caribs, the warlike.
My brother,
you know,
my brother,
my
the
brother.
people said
Which people? Let's Carib people.
they
need to know what they are. They don't know who they are. If they don't know who they are, they will
know
stand
who
up.
they are.
No, but you see,
Why they
you,
say choose to be called Kalinago,
That have
Maggie.
that soft, my brother.
Maggie, that is your opinion.
Well, my opinion right now.
Yeah, I know.
They
One
want
of
that.
them, man.
No, but
One of them
because-
former chiefs.
listen,
And
listen.
because that means you don't
That's
care
not-
about that.
Why
No.
don't you about?
We said that means you don't care about that.
Yes.
A rose by
I
any
check
other
in.
name is still a rose.
In
Maggie.
history, Carib,
But you have to understand
Columbus
something.
Common
You
is
have to understand
trouble.
something to not offend, because you see,
Some of
the
them
word
taking offense.
Carib or Quaib have kind of a negative kind of a connotation to them.
them.
So you have to respect that,
If
my
they
brother.
knew what it really
It's not-
mean. Anyway, okay, cool, Kalinago.
Remember,
You see what you are saying?
Yeah, I just checking. You see those people there? These people are the most resilient people on the island, and I find they are not appreciated, they are disrespected.
That is
They
quite
put them in
true.
a reserve.
That is
We meet
quite
these people
true.
there, and we just chop them in the corner and say, that's all the reserve, eh? And we have the rest of the land, and that's all your section there.
that is true.
Those people land, we meet those people there from the beginning of the land.
Yes.
Everybody meet them there. And they're still there up to today.
Yes.
And I have so much
Never-
respect and
never
admiration
give up.
for those people there. You check me?
Never give
Those
up.
people is who that protect the land, with the man who come after. So when you talk about the peace, like me, he was just saying about the birds and the thing, but the people, them man don't even showing no love and appreciation for people. Regards for people. You check it. So just imagine how the man mentality is Rasta. It's about money, Dubai, and
Again, you see all what you're saying there. You see my problem is that it's really people that have to show regard for ourselves. You check. If a man disrespecting you, you don't even sit down there and take it. And you understand. And that is what I like with what Maggie is talking about too. Because when you check like, okay, from Carib to Kalinago, it sounds like you all got Tim. You check. Yo, back in the day, when the British come, or whoever came, you stood up for disrespect, that kind of a nonsense. But today now, man does kick back and man does agree, like, yo, we just take anything.
yeah, man. Last
Man come,
pass around.
disrespect you, give you a 2 cup of rum and tell you, yeah, you
dog.
check, come and vote for me. I give you 2 rum, 2 plywood, but you're still living in poverty.
But you
You're still
see-
in a kind of a old situation.
Brother,
He's a old,
Yeah, man.
he's like in a mental poverty, not like,
Yeah, man.
that is mental poverty.
Dumb them down.
You check me and
but Pyro, hear that? When you essentially,
yeah,
remember,
but hold on. You see what Maggie said? I kind of like it
all
because
of,
Maggie
yes,
telling
but
you.
all of that was before.
But before you didn't used to behave like that,
yeah, boy.
and that time.
But
you-
listen,
you
that
didn't
was
used to
before.
accept.
That was before the cross. That was before all of our cultures rest down our traditional thing. Which
Which cross? Which
and
cross?
take up
Which cross?
The cross.
The cross was already.
We wash
there.
it out how much
The
time?
cross was
but
already
that I
there.
telling you,
Yes.
the cross.
But watch
is
that.
a symbol
understand
of
Watch
why.
that.
conquest.
Listen to that.
What?
Listen to that. The cross
Wow.
was already there. In
Yeah.
1930, they had a Carib war with. The other day I learning about them thing. With. 1930
Yes.
in the what 20th century, in the 21st century,
Yeah.
20th century. All of us they're born in the
Yes,
20th
yes,
century.
yes.
Huh?
The Carib
But all of
war,
them they crossed there already.
The
And
Carib
the Caribs were able to stand up and tell you they're not in that. And
Yeah.
today, you tell it me, all man back broken and man don't to stand up and be
Yeah.
men.
Yeah,
And I want
To
to go
stand up
beyond.
and be men.
I
If a
want to
man
go,
disrespecting you,
The heritage.
or you
lost,
can take
brother.
it.
and I want to go beyond the Carib when you talk about
Yeah, and it's not just Caribbean,
About
you know,
men.
it's Maroons too.
Yes.
Because what Grande, same thing.
Yes, brother.
You check,
In school, Pyro.
it's not taught in
Heritage,
school.
not taught in
because
school. It's not
them
the
thing is
culture.
is your
Culture,
everyday
culture,
life.
your life.
You check.
Yeah, but why say
Man.
if they had it, if they were taught it, if they had taught it in school, right, and get the people to understand the use of the Caribs and to honor the Caribs and the reason why they should be honoring the Caribs,
Who would do that, Tula? A
they
Catholic
would
church.
never been so.
Who
Catholic
do that? The
church.
Catholic
Not the
school.
Catholic Church.
But it's they
our
that
own
have
people.
they have monopolized education.
They are controlling.
They that teaching.
Is they that conquer?
Yeah, but what I come into, you see what I come in and tell
They come
you.
and teach
We-
all
That
the
has
Carib,
nothing to
all
do
the
with-
Carib children.
Let me show you
They
something.
come and teach them.
Let me tell you
You
something.
check?
Let me tell you
Yeah, go
something.
ahead, bro.
That no.
The education.
Because you see up till today, TA man, well, bad and well known in Guada. When you go Guadeloupe, Frenchman telling you, follow the A man, you know if you want to be a gangster. You check, because the A man go shot.
Yeah.
Man, my brother,
Yeah. True.
let me tell you that now. We save our rough part of our culture to go outside there and do what we have to do and come back in.
Yes.
You check, but the roughness still there. It's not like it, but it's like it according to Maggie, we tame the government, we tame under the government.
Yes, brother.
So it's like as if now the energy redirected to a next level. So all well, see like when man was youth, man. Huh? How much community used to make back, bro? Very few. Huh? New tongue you couldn't get no boat to bring in over here. Huh? When you was a youth man, there's no boat leaving New tongue to go Guadeloupe.
Correct.
Yeah. Fellas know.
1977.
Fellas, now,
I'm going to be revolute their area, and now everybody going to be have house, Lord, have land,
Eject.
plant and everything.
And now, man does they come like as if disrespect is a nice thing.
But since
Fellas does they come like disrespect is a nice
that you know you come down, you know, if a man had
Yeah.
done this is that, like,
Yeah.
But so are you seeing it? Man does they like disrespect is a nice thing.
Yeah,
A man
docile.
disrespecting you, you're supposed to does
Turn the
yes,
other cheek,
master.
yeah. Turn the
Like
other cheek.
pure master this, you
Yeah,
know,
man.
is any master just come and say, hold that one and beat you.
Yeah.
What happened
And
is
all
the
man
people,
does-
the people that's feeling like it's talk you
But
talk
man,
in,
it's
so they
like
don't bother
that.
if you and your talk. They don't see in what the damage
Really?
of the talk.
No, but yeah, that we live in a
hold on,
community.
hold
We live in a-
on, Pyro, hold on. What you say to that?
The reason why you see fellas that's checking they cool is because it's not sticks and stones that falling on them. It's
Yeah.
just talk, so they don't see the
Just
damage
what?
of the talk.
Wait, hold on. You don't see the damage
Of the talk.
of the talk of a prime minister. No man no recognizing the damage of a prime minister telling you
recognizing
it's none of your
They
damn
do what?
business where he gets
But
his
to me, they
money.
don't recognizing that.
It's not.
Who say you don't recognize
Boy.
him, man? Them
No,
myself
no, no
telling you.
constitution.
How come you man give the team?
Them myself telling you, huh?
Bro, what
My brother, them myself telling you that the government just basically victimizing you. Not basically,
Yeah, the
them
people
myself
telling
telling
you
you
that
the
way, yeah.
government victimizing you.
Yes,
Them
the
myself
same
are
people-
telling you that thing. You check?
Yeah.
So it's not like they
So you
don't
have to-
recognize him.
You have to know how to
They know
talk,
what it
when
is.
to talk,
But-
watch who to step on.
Fellas just accept that. Like that is.
The way.
because they're back not against the wall.
Who say they're back not
Pyro,
against
man, Tola,
that?
you know how human beings are.
Dominica, they can eat and drink for free, you know, so they don't feel in their back against the wall.
I feel in you on that level too. A lot of
Right.
people comfortable
Wait.
too.
They can eat and
No,
drink
no,
for
no, no,
free,
no,
you
no,
know,
no, 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 no,
they
no,
don't
no.
take that for
In the
granted.
modern world of today, they might be able to eat and drink for free. But what they advertising for you for comfort, not free, my brother. You can the internet you want to be on Facebook, to be on, not free.
Try watching Dominica.
Gentlemen.
Yes, it's true. All
Gentlemen,
feeling
good
the
evening.
pressure. Yes, it's true. They're back against the wall according to Pyro. But what more they waiting for to take a stand for
Boss,
their own
pass
self
through.
and the better of their children?
I cannot pass straight when you're having a serious conversation. You see,
Pass straight.
yo,
You travel, travel, you give yourself.
T. Joe.
So long. All of us does be wondering, all of us, Flacco, Pyro, you, Maggie, like exactly what kind of people do we have living in Dominica?
Resilient people, now, my brother.
Resilient donkeys, my brother.
Boss,
You have
you
to
see,
be, because it have,
They're not
Pyro,
donkeys. My friend,
Pyro,
take back your statement.
everybody.
Take back your statement. We are not donkeys.
but for the government we are,
Okay, hear that.
we are.
You see
We
the
are
problem,
not
bro?
donkeys, according to Tony Asafan's cockroaches.
Okay.
see the thing about it?
German Roachman.
You see the thing about it? You see the thing about it? I would not say, but I don't go that kind of a way and say them kind of a thing.
No.
But
But
let me say something. Because the thing about it, you check. Whether we have let down our levels and our the levels, you see the level that was passed on by our parents or our grandparents. You don't see any little youth man the way your parents would speak to you rough. Understanding.
Emphatic.
You check. When the youth man and they do sorty
Boy.
you know you have to move.
Yeah, man.
But if a man come and tell you move, yeah, you checking like
Move.
you check.
Yeah.
But now we a lot of us now is like as if the rough kind of a culture is to growing up in AC, growing up running car one. You check just it's like we redirect that energy. We redirect that to do other things. You know, checking like We allow people to disrespect us and take it abuse.
Oh, you mad.
The abuse, and we just keep putting our head down and checking like, yeah,
Pyro,
hold on, for we forgetting from generation to generation to generation. We check the ancestors. Used to pass, they wasn't going to school. Yes, some of them was going to school, but they still used to pass down it was passing down in the culture.
Pyro,
I can literally
go ahead, Franco.
full country to win their independence in the West Indies. You check me? No. At that time they was taking you into that Christian faith, into that Catholic faith. Africa as slaves. They were still, how would I say? They were still belief systems using the same pantheon of, of Peter and Paul and all of them. So you will come to the place and you will see something else. So, and I just giving it a little context, brother.
Well,
Because death about voodoo and voodoo and thing
magic,
and
black magic.
black magic and Shango and them thing, them man have their own pantheon of deities, you check me? So, but that has consumer oriented. We remember our children born consuming, Right now they map it into our children comfort zone, and that is what happening in people's. So
Yeah, but what
on
is that
that
in
comfort zone there that they will not act.
Yeah, but to me, I grew up knowing you always leave the comfort zone, but at the end of the day, you still. When's the So I grew up
That is
knowing
you is just warning out of.
no, but that was the culture. Because now watch that.
Yeah, they say,
Yeah,
if,
that
you,
you
if you
do.
feel in your comfort zone now is being threatened and going to take away, you don't see the time to take a stand.
Exactly, even that too. Even that too.
Yeah.
You
So your
check.
comfort zone is not a threat, man.
That's what they feel.
Yeah.
Leaders are not real leaders.
One of the
Because when you have
problems.
fellas like Thomas later to lead the people,
That is one of the
you
major problems.
understand,
You
to
check.
take a stand for their benefits and for their better. See, like right now in the pandemic, they want to fire people for not taking a vaccine. Whereas you're supposed to stand up with the people against mandatory vaccine. What you doing? Test against the government and the pandemic didn't even come yet with the rogue things the government were doing.
And
Up
up to now
now they
they
can't
can't
take a
protest.
stand. Look, right now we have a pandemic. Now they're supposed to have the church outside. Not behind the walls, out of the walls. Now the church is supposed to be outside of the walls, not
But I
behind
have to
the
go back to
walls.
what Flacco was
You
saying.
understand?
Because
to bring the people together to take a stand on the side of righteousness. But we live in a crucial time. We live in all of the church, brother. Use a failure right now, because now is the time Johnny the people to take a stand on his side, and I do see none of them people really, not us alone, Rasta, so us alone not on God's side then. With the rest of the people, so that I telling you, don't worry about the people you seen go in and bring their children, or who don't go in and bring their children, Because plenty of people doing these things because why? They don't see not going on the radio and talking, is still between the walls, It's not on the radio we need all, you need on a pulpit. On the grounds, boy, on the road with the people, boy.
Happy birthday, say that.
Now is the time to come together with
right
the people
now,
that stand between the walls.
Break the chains, break the door. Remember your heritage, forget your ancestors.
Yeah, but even if what you're saying about the Asian thing there, that is what I wanted to go back to there.
Yeah.
Listen to you.
Yes,
listen
but
to
before
what I
you
say.
go right there, I want you to go in, but before you go
Listen
right
to what
there,
I say.
That's sometimes.
them man is to believe. When they fight and die, that they would wake up in their motherland, it did not hear.
It's not about
That is
change
true.
or nothing like that. It was always in the culture. So even if them master man, them master come with their vibes, but the people always maintain their culture, always maintain their vibes. You check? So yes, man is to go to them man church and man is to do all them thing and still maintain their vibes.
Yeah.
You check? Same Catholicism. You check? And they would have them saint under their own meaning and their own definition.
Yeah, man.
You check? So they always used to maintain their own vibes up till for each of them thing. We check, and it have people coming out from all around the world and come and get them and to do things for them and bless them in certain ways and do certain things for them. You check? So to me, I don't see that as a culture that has died, but yeah, just like what Maggie gonna make you pass operation.
Yeah, we boy.
You check? And his bidding not even working in your favor.
Centuries.
Huh?
And
And
you
you
are
know
being,
that
like,
way. Not to say
conforming.
you don't know that now, you know that way.
And you
And
conforming.
you still, you check?
Yeah, that I got.
One that's been
I want
broken.
I want to
That is when you're a slave broken. So it's many factors
Let
that
us-
go against we the people. You check? And man that start to just break down under the pressure.
Let us talk about martyrdom, my brother. It is the essence of the thing, you know. Who willing, because all of you for that to end up being the spark that start the whole revolution, and it have
The other people to me, we docile. And docility has been taught upon us. Is because of brutality, and we have the 70s to show so who was she iron to?
That's a good question.
She was iron to us.
Yes.
To us. The little suppression, and then we spent another, but in UW time, it was a brief 5 years of but the independent people, but we've never gotten a chance to bloom, to go, to run, to do nothing. We've just been held back. Involved because they was already broken of the system. As opposed to on, because that is what they tell us. Don't pay attention to that. But the best thing to this the country, Dominica is a Spanish place to Dominica. It's not a bright glowing beacon. Vibes are to big up the vibes. All work is to big up the vibes. We just do not have that. So we have a whip on our back. We are facing vaccine. Say, my boy, say it for yourself now. No boy, afraid to say it.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Don't look mass, I hear you.
like people need to understand that we don't want our village to be destroyed.
Imagine, Syria, let me just come quick. You know what?
Forward dies a thousand
A man
deaths.
It is
was
not coward.
Because I asked him, you know.
he gave the girl a
You give a reason.
Yeah,
you
you
give a reason.
you get a
You
project
give a reason.
company and
One of the government come all of us are children to feed,
It's our fifth.
and all of us making gene is taken from our children.
Yes, sir.
This the land around the airport, so the airport development come. Who's going to be the first investors? Some person from overseas. You, the Wesley people, No, you cannot bring this, you cannot bring, you check what he's saying?
You see how they put their people.
Right. If they
How
cannot
is it
afford
scheme?
land
My
now,
brother,
What you telling me you do for your children?
Yeah.
What you telling me you do for the next generation? When the physical land that's supposed to be handed down from generation
Power instead of fight. And your youth by
conquer the Kalina people is because of the war like
Dominicans have never been a true collective together. A year after independence, you have never formed or reach a collective struggle to move on with a collective. Line of a collective struggle, man. By a struggle yet in Dominica. Until now, and you see, and the people uniting. That is what we have to.
Yes,
why we couldn't take advantage of the youth. And their method is to divide, and we had the opportunity. If there was any different people,
we grew up both in our community, right? And we know certain people. Certain parents that will tell their children, but to follow Buju to land there. And it grew from there. So these guys are
is the government divided.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
The people.
Yes.
Why are
That's a good question to the wrong person.
You know what the man tell me?
Yeah.
You can answer right now.
Exactly.
You'll get back to me.
Contract
940.
Is that you the government, you charge been done because you acknowledge
Sovereign.
so you know it's happening
that
and it's been
going
done by the designs. So them
Listen.
man and against the people now. Boy, let us build the apartments there and have new expansion, new vibes, fix the agriculture. Rose, same thing like campaigning thing. We check just for everybody.
Of course.
The government supposed to represent and be there for everybody. So you're still using that to victimize people,
Divide and
to
conquer.
discriminate against people.
Tired of how they gonna achieve that vanity.
Yes.
Inflicting pleasure.
Yes. So there, it seems like people
You check and part of the assisting of the history in that is information put out, but you never really get that vibes where you did that kind strong movement to actually mobilize. Labour Party
Definitely.
agenda. You just
Yes.
and
Not
a
to
lot of
interrupt
people
you.
give up hope and
Yes,
just agree you cannot beat them.
Some money from overseas to deal with the matter. Overseas voters come and telling me he waiting for them people to come from overseas to anytime. One of them man scared do a dirty deal. First thing first, the first rule of international relation is black.
Interference.
Do not interfere.
We have a legal law to stone the government. Boy, nobody can. And right now we're in the hands of China. We leave from Princess Margaret Hospital. To Dominica, China, French.
You don't have to come and save us.
So-
You have to stay. Alright.
It's going on, you know. They check.
Drone will be already.
Reinstall. But you know, man, giving you a story about Chinese put fire by the lake. And the man, the warden come in and tell you, oh, the fire, you call it the boss.
And the boss
calling the worker and telling the man.
Yeah, that is why that
No
is
consequence.
But
You
you
see
see,
that kind of thing?
that just upset me, you know, my brother.
So-
the constitution, you know, my friend.
Yeah.
No.
But should be me at see that Chinese lighting fire. I swear to God, but my guy and I said a cool.
Good.
For that same kind of bullshit of allowing man to just come in this thing, and when quarantine say no,
But next
They want to-
next vibes happen with a warden again. They call, a man calling him and telling him, look, you know, he's a what they call him, look, some Chinese in the river, by river side there, catching crayfish and things in the river, which is that not the season and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the man checking that not his thing, but he knows. That responsible for it. So he calling the person, calling the person that responsible for that. When he call the person, the person tell him. When he tell the person Chinese, the person tell him, don't worry that man.
What? So the MOU say they bulletproof, man.
Looking so.
That rules what they want to do. This thing, the MOU.
That is like we back to being a colony. Yeah, man.
Dominicans right now wanting to know.
21 years. We have a
We was better
Chinese that we don't know
as
what
a
it
colony
is.
of Britain. We was a more free people. Now we repress,
A contract
we
with-
victimize. We have an economy that actually working against us. But everybody pillaging us.
I love my my friend.
Look at how the Chinese building go up there by Zone Wush there, you know. So. That is
Jenny have another building in
that's my
Ozone.
former neighborhood there, you check me. Time I do check, brother, I seen a big hole where Charlo be there.
Yes. Well, Sunday I see that
I see
breakdown.
that with
Saturday, one man come back in town.
And not just there, you know, by outdoor world.
Yeah, them
Number
Chinese
one
buy a
cable,
property.
Them and buy another property
Yes.
there again, you check?
Yes.
One fan
We
two
all
African
know,
Dominican.
we all know
All in trouble.
that when these people acquire property,
In trouble.
it will not return
No.
into Dominican hands. Now, when you couple that with a international airport and you don't, it don't even have a door. It have a revolving door of people just coming, and we have generations that are going to be born not being able to access land in their own country. That is what we're setting up for the future.
After the next president.
Let me tell you something.
So
But so long as
we will,
passports have been
you
sold
know
like
what we
that,
will
they are
get?
contributing
You know what we will get?
But
You know what we will get in the end?
next president.
Only laboring jobs, only waitering jobs, all
The slave jobs.
all the jobs to
slave-
cater for the new owners.
The slave jobs we will get. With the yard
the
boy,
new-
the yard boy
yes.
again.
Yeah,
But
man.
we're doing it now.
Yeah, man.
We're doing it now. Our best job for our children now is sweeping the side of the road. While Chinese man on big construction project, Russian on construction project,
Not just
Asian
big
on
ones,
construction
little ones
project. We on the side of the road sweeping. Told I say something earlier, or do you know, about like man not seeing the impact. The man not seeing the impact. Man have to react to what. Repeat it.
Feeling
You don't feeling it.
because it's not a stick and a stone you're eating them.
Well, you're right, you know.
Yes.
They
But
can eat and drink for free in Dominica so they feel comfortable with you.
But they
But if
don't
we
really.
don't check ourselves very soon in Dominica.
But the eating and drinking for free going on the foreigner on the
But
land,
that's what
because thou
we
shalt
do.
not trespass
We
on
do.
his
No,
land.
let me put it
You're
this for
taking
you.
that too fast from me.
You see the
Let me
thing?
put it
You see
better.
that thing there?
This is what I'm gonna tell
You see how Tola saying there?
But
You see that thing there? You see them saying?
It's not
I
a
just
joke.
always check them saying as pure. To me, them saying is saying that that's them thing is part of the whole abusive
Yes,
system,
boy,
because
yes,
them
boy,
saying there
yes,
is to
boy.
just calm your brain.
Calm you down.
You check, but my brother, any country you go in the world, people eating and
Calm you
drinking.
down.
Anywhere you go,
But
man,
Pyro,
eating and
see that?
drinking.
See that?
But man now saying them thing, and when man looking at them thing, that is thing to just keep you calm.
Yes.
Because man checking like, oh you eating and drinking, that's okay. You check. But the reality of the situation is not even about eating and drinking. It's about your pride and your dignity
That's
and your life.
That
my
is
brother.
going further
the
than that,
decisions
Pyro.
that you are making.
It going further than that, Pyro.
Oh,
You know, I relate in that too. It have a painting of Kronos eating his children, and that's what I see it as. What you see you enjoy now is the flesh of your tomorrow, the future, what your child, you know, what they could accomplish tomorrow, the base of the base they're supposed to be springing from. That is what you're eating, you're consuming that. You check me? So yes,
yeah, but they don't
you are having a
consuming
good
it
time
because
now, but
What they benefiting in that now? They have no
But
benefit.
tomorrow,
But we don't benefit.
But tomorrow, the
Nothing.
going to
People
be
are
on the children.
benefiting.
Nothing at all.
Alright,
The same children they're talking about now is they are going to carry the burden tomorrow, you know.
Yes, I don't telling you no, but at the end of the day, it don't have no real class of society here that really benefiting from that. There's a
Yeah.
few people that really benefiting from that. To say
why
well,
not, boy?
we have a
I don't do classes like animals and thing. But you see when you take in dogs and things, so you say, good boy, look a bone.
Yeah.
And the dog, yeah, might do something good. So, and so you show the people, so you see them all friendly and a little cool out and all them thing there. For real, it's so, you know, you,
That's why.
say some, hey, good boy, yeah.
That's why I tell you. That's why I tell you.
Tame Rasta.
Sticks and stones, right? Can break your bones, but they have a phrase now like what to do, you know. But see another thing they always tell you: a man's tongue is a sword which is considered to be a dangerous weapon.
yeah, but if you
So
watch,
as Pyro telling you certain things, a man telling you that wasn't hitting you, slapping your face in your my boy. So
Yeah.
it is things we have to always watch closely and know that we have to react on this kind of speech because it's a dangerous speech that is.
Yeah, boy.
You understand?
And
You
I
have to think of it as a stick and a stone not there.
So let me take the opportunity to react to a speech now there. I don't want to turn the topic, but a speech that was made today, and I think I want to answer it. You check? If I can get it.
Good.
So now, I hear Soldier saying that soon free testing will stop and you know all of that, you know, the onus on the people, you know. So but if the way it was expressed, you check me. But my response is why so long? Why so long? You check me? The amount of people that have been waiting for the opportunity to start doing the personal home testing. Because you cannot try to be the savior of everybody. You crying about the burden of all of these activities
I think
on
we
the public
misunderstood.
purse and so.
I think you misunderstood what he's saying, you know. Like, you're talking about home testing, you know, you're talking about you have to test, you know, and you have to pay for it, you know. That you're talking about, you know. You must test because your work will require you test and you have to pay for it. Not
Yes.
about you don't come and check us, stay home and test and like, you know.
Yes, but in a different, from a different approach that I've been saying from time, is that on one hand you have these people crying about the burden on public resources, yet no attempt is being made to allow people to contribute. You
I
understand?
don't fit in your agenda.
but Bravo,
Because I believe
you have to look at how the economy set up there. And that's
all that
basically
too,
what
all
we're
that
talking
too,
about.
all that too.
Everything is going back to government.
Thomas later
Everything.
coming in the
Yeah,
front.
it's
Thomas
just
later.
that too.
You don't have no independence
Because
of the
to
people.
because
you
to
don't have-
be able to do that, you would have to
you
be
need
able.
independence, you need a
Yeah,
Well,
you need to be able
Fako,
to go and buy your thing.
You would need
yeah, man, buy
a
your thing in
greater
the pharmacy.
income
Yeah, man.
because I assume that test is $100 at
Yes,
least.
man, well.
We're talking about every week they say that's $400.
Yeah.
I working for $500.
Under the same increase.
So now
under the same salary.
the people that working for $600 and $700. What you telling me?
no
what
salary,
you telling?
no
What you
salary
telling me
increase have
now?
to be paid for that steady.
So either you lose $400 or you take the vaccine.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's all it is.
But as we talking about vaccine and vaccine come up, I encountered little information, just
The thing
random.
is feces and antithesis. That is what I see.
So I encountered a random bit of information. One of the highest vaccination rate in the world is on the island of Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Gibraltar has 40,000 people.
Yeah.
The vaccination rate is as high as above 95%. And they have a COVID outbreak. So, if a population that have 98% having a COVID outbreak, What? No, I want somebody to scientifically, mathematically explain to me how it is the vaccine working. What is the definition of working? Because clearly, or you say the vaccine prevents the Delta variant from blocking, but you have 98% on a COVID outbreak, whatever version of COVID, but an outbreak. So the vaccine clearly doesn't work in terms of preventing transmission of COVID-19.
The shots will roll out.
And the article was even going as far as saying if the vaccine is a reverse efficacy, if it actually creating a negative situation rather than a positive outcome. What really going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because 98% is very high, Maggie.
Almost 100, too much like 100.
What
And
is the percentage for herd immunity?
70, 80, 80%.
70 and 80.
80%. 80%. About. And
But you see, what I find interesting is that while all the countries that you're talking about are now abandoning mandates and trying to take a more diverse approach at attacking COVID, we still have Caribbean leaders.
bro,
One
we are
track.
the last set of slaves.
Yeah.
It's
So, and you
it's
can chuck anything down the
It's like the
slave's
music,
throat.
you know, you remember before a movie or music used to come out in America or wherever, and it used to take like months before we get, it's like that, you know. All the relevant information, the real-time information, because we not doing any information gathering of our own, we there depending
On
like
on
on outside information,
international community.
just like a colony. Just like a colony.
Yeah, that's how
if
we
you
do
don't have your own information, what you gonna do? Send your army into war on third party
With no
information
intelligence.
We dependent.
with foreign intelligence.
So that independence has been celebrating there.
It's a
That
it's a
gun,
fast-
that's a, yeah, man, that was never, that never exists. That was an
I
illusion.
send the vaccine there, Buju. Not that thinking today there. They were saying the unvaccinated people are dangerous to the vaccinated people. But hold on a while. If you're taking the vaccine, it's not to prevent the coronavirus. The use of the vaccine is for what? To prevent the coronavirus, to prevent COVID-19, right, Buju?
No.
Huh?
In the new marketing campaign of the pharmaceutical companies, it makes you less sick, and therefore you need an extra layer of protection. That is what the new marketing scheme was. The first marketing scheme was it will prevent the transmission of COVID-19. That failed, and clearly fellas have to repivot the marketing.
Okay, so
the marketing.
Therefore now, that vaccine do good. Because if the vaccine is supposed to do all that, why should you say the unvaccinated people is a threat to you? You're supposed to feel secure because you're vaccinated.
Like what you say, that
You
failed.
understand me?
But them and
So that's why I'm telling you, so the vaccine is
failed.
not good.
It failed.
So that to
But
feel
they-
that means the vaccine is not good.
They have a
and
new
the
study.
unvaccinated people is not a threat to nobody.
Nobody. If
You
they
see,
have a new
vaccinated
study
people is a
out
threat to
this
nobody.
month,
You
well, not
understand?
this month. August.
So they need to stop that
Last
they
month.
need to stop that discrimination, my boy.
They had that study they let out last month.
In between.
So that is recent stuff there. That natural immunity is 13 times better
Threat over here.
than the vaccine.
What you
Which
say?
I saying, they telling you that people that have the vaccine that get the vaccine in January or February this year versus people that get an infection and recover in the same January or February of this year. They say that the vaccinated people have 13 times more probable to get a reinfection. You check?
But you see what I feel, to me, if we have to look at the situation before we had the vaccine, the COVID wasn't much of an issue because we were virtually back to normal. Children were going to school,
Yeah.
everything was, people who didn't even used to check about mask and sanitizing again.
a policy change with that just make that.
And the introduction of the vaccine kind of brought this lax attitude, like you vaccinated, you don't need to wear masks, you don't need to check, you don't need to
you're privileged.
yes, you're traveling from overseas,
You're
you don't need to go
privileged.
quarantine again, you can just pass through, but you can still spread the COVID.
Yeah.
You check. So people will come in from overseas just walking through, but because they vaccinated,
Yeah,
they will still spreading COVID.
yeah.
You check until right now it has become a problem. But to me, I check in if we go back to how we were.
Yeah, man.
Quarantine, wear your
Yeah,
mask,
man.
check your seat. Yo, we okay, you know, whether you're
Yeah.
vaccinated, whether you're
Also-
not vaccinated.
But before the
So
vaccination
it-
was still
Yeah, we okay. We
That's
just
the
have-
only
That's why I
way
tell you,
That is why I
policy
check
to deal
in.
with it.
We have to just learn.
to have that
To
problem.
live.
We have to learn to live with COVID.
Yeah.
That is the
And
only
unless
way.
we don't-
But
man.
we'll find before the vaccine thing
Yeah.
go in the play, you know.
To beat the COVID, we have to change our mind.
To get that vaccine, you know. Because they say the information that they
Effective.
affect it, so why
We got the vaccine.
Yeah,
You man.
I wonder if the parents have to sign a disclaimer, boy.
Vaccinated.
In Dominica
For,
for the administration of the vaccine.
by consent, once you give for consent, whatever you consent to it. Yeah.
When they do it, why I don't need them.
At your own risk.
At your own risk, you consent to, yeah. At
For
your
your child,
child's
boy.
own risk, you consent to.
Oh, that's some bullshit for us.
When we finish, I have a question to ask.
Why?
Anyway, I
Why,
not
sir?
staying too
I
long.
want to change the topic.
Let's
I have a
keep
question
that.
to
Let's
ask
go.
on a different topic. I want to talk about the Dominica Library.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't there was a donation
From Flo.
to restore the library?
From
Yes.
Flo.
Huh?
Yes.
And I think there was a ship, some committee that was
Formed.
interested in.
After Mario, different firms and company fund the
Yes.
The whole thing is, according to the government, they have a proposal, or they're going to develop a proposal to reconstruct the library. So then, Flo contributed a sum of money towards that development after Maria, sometime after Maria.
They buy there so much money, huh?
I can't remember exactly, but
They buy there
I
now.
think it's over
The amount
200,000
of money
US
still
it was. I
donated
can't
to-
remember exactly.
Yeah, 100,000
100,000
US. Yeah, it's 267,000 you see. And also the US Embassy. I see a email thing there, like a letter to the Dominica saying that they're willing to
Contribute some funds.
contribute towards the preservation of the library.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So why they not restore the library? The funds were donated for the library already.
Well, I can tell you my
Where that money gone?
theory on that. You see the library,
Ah.
in my opinion, it's in Nassif, Fort Young Hotel. Well, the Nassif says Fort Young Hotel. The government is also have shares in Fort Young Hotel. Now, Fort Young Hotel, around election time 2019, released a statement claiming that they do not have any interest in the library or in Pebbles Park. But in the same statement, they telling you they bought the land adjacent to the library. The only land adjacent to the library is the land where DBS, and why is the land the spot, the building in between DBS and the library, the museum.
DBS and Fields Office.
No, that is
There's
a museum kind of
some,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't know
Yeah,
DBS.
it was a museum. Yeah, you're right, Pyro. You're right.
You check. So that is the only land that adjacent to the library available for Fort Young to be able to purchase, because Fort Young own one side of the library and the next side of the library is DBS and the museum. thing. But they claiming now what they bought is the land adjacent in terms of below the car area. But if you look at the law and the definition of that space of land, what it is, you check the law telling you that the beach is defined from the seaward line
Yeah.
moving into land until you meet the first natural vegetation or the first natural barrier. The first natural barrier from the sea moving into land there is the kai of the library,
Yeah.
where they build the wall.
Wow.
So between the library and the sea, what that there is a beach.
Yeah.
Under the constitution of Dominica, nobody can own the beach.
Yeah.
Nobody can purchase the beach. That is the constitution, that is the laws of Dominica.
No, nothing.
So if Fort Young Hotel, which Dominica government is a shareholder of, claims that they have bought that piece of land between the library and the sea, that they are claiming they have purchased the beach or part of the beach there, they are breaking the constitution. And at that time in 2019, they said they had purchased that land for 14 years already. So that was 2 years ago. So that it will be 16 years now that they have purchased that land.
If I was in government, man.
No. What are you looking at? Since we cannot buy a beach,
We'll have to cross
hold on,
reference
let me
that.
finish.
Go ahead, bro.
Since you cannot buy a beach, nobody can legally buy a beach or claim a beach or own a beach in Dominica, because in the laws of Dominica it specifically and clearly says that nobody can own the beach. It is for the public, it is for everybody. Anybody that owning the land around the beach supposed to maintain a public access to the beach, right? So you cannot own no water source in Dominica. Check, and that is by law, constitutional law. You check. So when Fort Young Hotel, of which the government of Dominica is a shareholder of Fort Young Hotel, claims that they have purchased the beach, I believe what the man was saying is that they have purchased on the beach. So they purchased the library, and therefore it gives them access to use the land behind of the land within the vicinity of the beach, or it gives them access to using the beach. You check? That is my take on that whole thing. I check in them, man. Bought the library 14, 16 years ago, and they just been waiting for the opportunity
to exercise.
Yeah, to take control of the library, and Hurricane Maria presented that opportunity by damaging the library. And as we can see, even Lennox Furniture say it, you know. After Hurricane David in 1979, immediately they put a roof back on the library, because the roof on the library came off in 1979 of Hurricane David. You check, and immediately he said he was part of whatever board or whatever thing that was in charge of the library, and what they did was immediately they put a roof on the library to preserve the library. Fast forward today, we had the government had free materials, free help from the Cuban carpenters that came down. Instead, they took the Cuban carpenters and the material to fix labor house in Roseau.
And they fix this spot by DBS side there.
Okay.
The same little spot,
check,
but they don't do the
but they don't do the library.
But they take galvanized and Bowie all around of it.
Okay. And yet still you could, okay, if you don't want to do it right now, you could still put a temporary roof on it. Instead, you allow Fort Young to put their 2 reserve water tanks in the yard. You check me, of the library. Use the side of the library as the construction entrance for building this kind of tower kind of a thing, glass block. I don't know who want to use glass block in the Caribbean.
mountain them and put
Check.
No, trust me, that's already up this field
No.
solution for my distance in music.
I just finding that by our government, we need to do something about our government.
Get
For
rid
me,
of them?
Yes.
Someone need to confess it
Check,
yourself if
because-
the library.
How you telling me our government is part of a company that claims they have purchased the beach, you know, my brother? You check?
Yeah.
That illegal.
Yeah.
And he's still releasing a public statement saying you purchased the battery.
Yeah.
Huh?
Madness at them,
And our government is part of that. We shareholder of that company with Fort Young Hotel.
That's what he
You
was
check
looking
me.
for $4.
I want to know if that.
Brother, I maintain them and do buy no thing is the library them man buy. Them man just waiting for them to try and demolish the library for them
demolish
to
the library.
But what again? 4 years past way, library don't fix now.
And you have a headline.
So right
4 years since Maria. You get material,
Wasn't enough.
you get material, you get money, you get labor, you get everything. Huh? You could have fixed the library. You fix labor house in Roseau and paint it red. The windskin ski house on Great Judge, on King Judge the Fifth
education
Street.
and children's future.
But them are not interested in making us keep our heritage, my brother.
All
And the man first act of business was to paint over the bullets on Treasury.
Yeah.
But when you think of it,
That man
brother,
is destruction to the people, John.
Go put some
when
fresh
you think
bullets
of
on
it,
treasure.
when you think of it, brother, just watch the area there. You have Fort Young, the stretch. Watch it, Fort Young, the State House, DBS, and the House of Parliament. And you have them two eyesore there. You have the Anglican Church on the corner there, and you have the public library. You check, and you just, it's not by chance that these things are how they are.
Well, the Anglican Church, it belongs to the
Yes,
Anglican Church, but
Yeah.
the library, you see the library, my brother?
right
a big
there.
issue.
In
Yeah.
the midst of all that development, you know,
Check.
in the midst of all that,
Right
right
on.
there in front of two prominent government buildings.
So wait a minute. If we want to destroy the library, what? Excuse my language, but what the f we supposed to be showing them tourists is our history.
Yes.
If we go in a
Which tourists? Now, that's why they worry about
No.
tourists. But you can show the youths and them.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Even
the-
better.
the-
Yeah.
those who come
correct,
after
yeah.
us, these people, because
You know,
for me, you see,
people that go
tourism,
through that
Yes.
tourism is a
library.
side thing, you know, my brother.
Yes.
But we have to deal with our culture,
people,
our
yeah,
people.
well.
We have to pass on to the next generation. Let them see. Well,
Yes.
look the layers of who we are.
Yeah.
We start with that. That is the layer. Like just how you have an onion. You come and you add. Expansion.
Yeah.
Growth. You check. Right now, where the expansion, where the growth, you destroying everything
Yeah.
to put in you as you that is the you that
places that we made memories. You check me to say well, boy, look behind me. So on. To come here, boy.
Paradise.
Come on
Yeah,
here,
all
boy.
detox, all kind of thing.
Pay your money, boy. We are only naturally living tea.
Slobby.
Coffee. Till it's on in jail, you know, man.
So, but you know, Bill,
Man is charged.
the charge means your government, which you are head of, a branch of it, has done something to bring
Crime against
disrepute,
humanity, you know, man.
Yeah.
you know, to the government. So you have to come and stand up and you
Them
know,
man don't condemn in that.
condemn.
Them man never
And
once,
disassociate
none of them
yourself.
man never once condemn police brutality. You know. And poor people that facing the police brutality, standing up and support them, man. Huh? The same us that facing them police brutality. Because I never hear police go by no Asla fans and massacre them or no RAF or no one of them so-called society people, them bourgeois, and do them no kind of thing like that. all of you here in them things is there strugglers, sufferers, but yet still the same sufferers voting, supporting. Watch by hey, listen to them things and you can watch a community like Grand Bay. From since youth, man, I know police brutalizing man Grand Bay. As little boy, she police beat a man, boy. I can never forget them thing. Police herself ready come down on me. Huh? How many times? Not once, not twice, not 3 times. You check? And what? But poor people still supporting them, man. Just like you're talking about, see Slobby. Slobby family is labor.
Yeah, man. Boy, that is the heights of it in Rasta. That you can accept that your youth was killed. You know your nephew was killed.
But I never hear them, not one of them government minister come and say they condemn them action, boy. Not one, boy. But if you hear a little nonsense happen on the street, they have to come and say, we're taking tough action against this and we're not tolerating no violence. And but the authority is that responsible with going against their mandate and their responsibility to the society, and you're not stamping that out and say, well, for the
That is the duty of the government.
Yeah, but guess what?
That is the duty of the government.
Guess what?
But guess
what?
Eliminate this type of behavior.
Well, we need to step up with our responsibility for ourselves. You check as ourselves, as people. You check me.
But we
take out that politics thing in our mind.
Yes, my brother.
Step up our responsibility. We have a civic duty.
Yeah.
We need to step up our responsibility as people to ourselves. You check. Hey, supporting a government that brutalizing your own children.
Yes, my
Doing
God.
a whole set of nonsense.
They say
abuse relationship they need to stop.
They say shape
Like
up
a woman
shop.
have a man. That like a woman have a man every day. Every night the man come home,
Beat you from
he's a kick and knock off.
Nice, man.
You don't even drink a rum in the bottle kick and knock off for no reason. Before you open your mouth, them kind of abuse relationship need to stop. And that is what we live in, you know.
Yeah. So if you yourself, you define yourself that you are not the breed, or you don't have the strength to fight to free yourself, the only thing you can produce is more of that until somebody in your lineage decide that they're going to stop with them and that they're going to stand up, and then you will have children being born with that example that has been shown to them, and you will have a new generation of people that will know how to stand up.
Man.
But the example have to come from somewhere.
What we need now, you see what we need now? We don't need politicians to solve our problems.
Yes, to
we need
respect.
leaders, real people
Bombo.
to come together and let us solve our problem. Let us fix Dominica, my boy.
Yes,
We
my
need the
boy.
help of other real people to fix Dominica.
Leaders.
Real leaders. You have a lot of misleaders, a lot of fraud.
Yes.
You can't get Thomas Slater to come and stand with the people.
Yes.
The opposition self in their own district.
Too much bapui.
Just name it. Who again they can fix
Yeah.
it? So we the people
Yeah, man.
have to recognize these
We don't have
things
to fix
and
our
house.
come
Fix our
together
house.
and fix our house.
Take out those
So it
bapui.
leaking.
We have to take out those bapui. We have to take out those a lot of bapui in the house. You have to wash it out. Get the river.
Now for the supposed opposition to be strong, you have them having an internal.
But like them man,
I don't want to talk about
yeah, yes.
I don't want to
Me
waste
tell
my
you.
time going that way.
You see,
I don't want to waste my time going
oi, me tell you that.
They already done sell a whole false ideology to the people.
Yes, my brother.
that. Check.
Same
You have to let the people know we that have
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
come
boy, that's our responsibility, boy.
If we don't take our responsibility, we'll take it for us.
You understand?
So hold on a while. I have to bring food home for you, your woman, your children, everybody. Huh? That is what you're telling me there, way. Take your responsibility for you then. Be laws for everything for you. And that is all the people
But
have
you have
themselves.
false hope with them.
Yeah.
That is madness, my boy.
But you have to do for yourself, you have to work, you have to
That
do, you
is
have to
mad,
earn, you
But
have to...
we that can take out, we alone that have to take out them, man.
Yeah, man.
We have to respect ourselves.
Yes,
and
right.
respecting ourselves,
Yeah, man.
because we have to get rid of them. You see, from time a man come to the awareness of respecting himself, them man going in.
Yeah.
From time a man develop the awareness of respecting himself, them man going in.
Because let me tell you what this thing is so true, Pyro. A lot of people have no respect for themselves.
That's
They have
right.
no self-confidence because they're telling you they don't want the vaccine, but because of their work
Yeah,
and because of their children, they have to feed, they're going to take the vaccine. But hear that, you take the vaccine there now, tomorrow you die.
Yeah.
You have a work?
Yeah.
Who feeding the children?
Yeah. You have a chance to gamble with your life, way.
So you have to believe in yourself,
I
Rasta.
gamble with my life.
We need some self-confidence within ourselves that we can move forward as a people, my brother. That kind of thing that we are leaving our responsibility to people to deal with us and not taking our responsibility as a man and say, boy, you know what?
Yeah.
You madman, boy.
Yeah.
That kind of decision I go and make there, boy. That
Me
is.
alone not can
So
do
let me
that.
telling me, what you telling me now? So if I tell you come for me to Boga, you'll come then.
We seem so,
Right,
my
that's what
brother.
the people should
Yeah,
be
man,
doing.
so it's said. Because my
So
job,
because
yeah,
you
man,
want a
listen.
job, I tell
Yeah,
you
man.
come from the Boga for you to keep your job, you come from the
Yeah,
Boga.
yes, I see that.
And you don't want me to Boga you.
Yeah.
Just like you don't want the vaccine.
Yeah.
So how weak can we be as a people, Rasta? We need to hold our faith as
Yeah,
a
man,
people,
like
boy.
it. Yeah, man.
And put our faith closer to God, boy, and be strong as a people, boy, and know that we must make our way through, boy. Through long drives on your side, you go make your way through, Rasta.
And
That
that
is why I get into it with the lady down by thing, you know. I was saying to her,
So you see,
how
the
it is
abuse
that,
relationship need to
how
stop.
it is that I go through the whole thing of education, primary, secondary, tertiary education, and I have a thing in front of me written in plain English, and you telling me that when I read it, that I cannot have an interpretation of it, like I need you to give me the correct interpretation.
interpret it for you again.
How that translating?
So what does it
I
sense of
have
you
no
go to
confidence in what I
But that is a
able
major
to
part.
understand.
So what does it sense of you going to school?
You know what I talk
You know that is one of the major problems with our schooling system.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
the self-confidence.
never
Yeah, the way the school system set up, it doesn't build your confidence.
Yeah.
And that is what, you know, Pyro, to me, I realize the system realize they make a mistake with the way that they taught us. So right now, they will free to teach our children those type of things. They change the whole school system. You understand? Because that is why we have that self-confidence within ourselves, you know. And a lot of others do have it, you know, because of what that will instill in us from small, from into school, as I was saying. So right now they're making you, right now some people want even to make you feel like, what is the sense I go to school?
Yeah.
Because the kind of things they're trying to tell you right now, and what you learn, and what you know how to interpret it in the right way. Come on.
So never making a statement. I like for all you to get on the on. It's the people that make the opposition strong. Where are the people to stand? We the people.
Hold on a while.
You see that?
Yeah.
I can tell you, hold on. You see that statement? It's just like what they were saying earlier, and it have a history to go with it. You check. The people don't just stay so one day and just decide they don't come in out. You check, the opposition has been letting down the people for many years, my brother. You check, selling that story about, people gonna come from overseas and come and rescue
International
Dominica
press.
and arrest it, and FBI will come and arrest it.
Yeah.
You check me?
Correct.
Not engaging the people, not
Yeah, man.
doing things to engage the people. You check me?
You have to.
And the way the whole vibes has been brought across, it has always been a vibes of let's be dependent on foreigners to come and arrest us.
International community. You correct.
Them thing let down people, you
So-
check me.
so-
Already, them man have their thing where they was doing by importing the voters, and that alone already break down people courage and
So
people
them both,
checking like
them both side of them political party
both boy.
have the people dependent, my brother, rather than standing on their own.
Because that already break down a man's shoulder and he checking
Yeah,
like
boy.
boy, don't matter what he do, them man still
Yeah,
bringing
man.
in their people.
Like them
and
sorcery people, like they don't want blows and brutalization.
you check
And no
and
international.
so Dominica
up
they
to
want
now,
to
yeah,
stand in
No
there,
international
man.
boy don't come and intervene and say, hey, what do all of that? And we see it and we boy,
Too
that
much
do-
about international thing, boy. We have to take our responsibility.
Yes,
This is
as
the
a
same way
people.
1979.
Was,
People
boy.
took their responsibility
Yeah.
and step it up and got rid of the government. We in Dominica, we need to stop that thing about foreigners coming. We need to get, we right now is about time that we start educating people on taking up
Ourselves.
our responsibility, being responsible for ourselves. You check me. Stop this thing about this
never get
accepting
the
this
observable
abusive
thing.
relationship, and no man, that the opposition has been weak and has not been able to guide the people and lead the people, lead us as Dominicans into what needs to be done and necessary. The opposition within themselves, yes, they do what they were capable of doing. That's all well, all fine, but the opposition within themselves, they were not capable of doing what is required of them. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it's like
And in that process, they misguided the people. They misguided us as Dominicans, you check me.
About the international press.
let me tell you that.
Yeah.
You see, like you say, sports sales bringing. You have a management team of the national team. The national team is the people, and you have the management staff. You know, coach, train everybody, and then they bringing that team out to play and compete. But you cannot get the best out of the team, the players to bring out. You coaching them, you win them, whatever you win them. But when you come and perform, they not these blows because you not be able to get what you want to get the full potential. My brother, how much tournament we're gonna be losing after a while? We're gonna blame it on the management. So because remember, it have labor of the supporters and workers. That's the two mass. That's why the people believe in that. Anyhow, scary come out there, it must be Lincoln that's gonna be
Yeah,
gonna be
because-
there. That's all they see in their mind.
Yeah.
So anytime they hear about take out scary, but Lincoln have to go there. Like as you say, it's set like that. Like it have no other body else that can be the prime minister, that can be the leader of the country,
Because-
and who they want.
Because according to Pyro, right? That is why I would say we are the opposition fail. The opposition have to realize they need to come out from that bracket when you're talking about they are the opposition party.
Parliamentary opposition.
They
Yeah.
need to come out from that bracket and recognize that. Come together with the people and make the people recognize we all are the opposition. It's not just we that selective few. No, so they need to come out under that bracket
Yeah.
of that selective few being the, and meet with the people and make the people understand it is all of a situation. It's not my situation trying to fight to be in a position to say I know. All of us are the opposition. All of us are the government. And if they make the people understand that they can be more effective, but
Let me put my take on that there now. Is you see the people the way the politicians work with the opposition and them were going to the people when it's near election on the grounds, the
But
whole
I tell
program
you,
in each community.
they never to stop that.
Right. So now the
They
same way
never
you did
stop
that,
that.
in that time is the same way you have to do that for now.
Not
to
just
take people
now.
on the streets, you are going to just be calling them on radio. You have to go and meet them.
the time.
All your people on them and say, hey, it's time for so. You check it.
Make them
Rally
know.
them. Community by community.
You see, they
Like
don't
how we
believe in
doing?
that because
They don't believe
their
in
thing
that.
now is they sell a false hope.
Yeah.
Right, they don't
The
believe
hope
in
now
that.
was
International.
foreigners going and come and arrest Carrot and put the country back. But that is craziness.
Yeah.
That is our responsibility to deal with our country. We check-
Working now.
we have our civic duty. It's written out for us in the constitution. You check me.
So if you're that dirty, who to clean it for you?
That is our duty.
Right.
You check me. So we have to rally the people together all of us as Dominicans and deal with our situation. But when the opposition sell that false hope, you misguide the people, you mislead the people. You check me, you mislead all of us, not that the people. I shouldn't even say the people, you misguide us, you mislead.
I can say something there.
Yeah.
I think when you say we had the idea to give the young man a chance, he should not have been the only young man that should have been given a chance. You check me? We'd have other people that had to be placed in key positions in order to check his power, and they needed to have that independence. You know, so we basically put all our trust in one leader and forget that our society is not just one leader. It's many leaders in the head of different organizations performing their functions in the way that it is supposed to be carried out. If it is supposed to be impartial and non-partisan, then you have to ensure that you honor that, because you see, these things are not just in naming or in words, you know. These people sometimes are placed there with specific function to check these powers, to ensure that things follow a certain procedure, a certain process. Now, if you have the situation which exists today, where you have appointees in every institution, and not just that, you know, a lot of the people are retired people, you know, that come back in service are appointed into positions.
And some of them don't qualify for the positions.
Yeah, and then you have the stagnation of... Yeah, man, you have stagnation.
Not just the court self, because see, like the same issue with the international airport. We have a PS of planning, my brother, that's supposed to be dealing with the whole vibes of the... But the lady is not even trained in planning.
So she will know what she did.
The minister herself of planning, the prime minister have no training in them field. No nothing. You have a PS, Doria Joseph. You check me? The lady qualification is what? In human resource. You check? And an MBA. An MBA. So you train in human resource management, and then you have an MBA, but it's a PS in planning. So what, boy? And planning is one of the most important ministries, you know, because that's setting up the base for your entire development, you know.
That controlling the environment, going
for everything, that controlling. Boy, where agriculture going and go, how things going and happen, you know, that's setting up the basis for the entire development of the country. You check me? But yet still, the person, remember the manager that's supposed to be of the ministries is the PS, you know. And you have a manager managing a ministry that doesn't even know or train in what the ministry is about. So from there, they don't on a bad footing. Square pegs in wrong hole and plenty of them things.
No, not just that, you have a lot of the situations where the other departments falling under those situations there. They have no autonomy, they cannot, you know, it's like they almost crippled under that situation, because ask them, you know, to carry out certain things, it's like they cannot move because they have this situation with the...
Well, that's pure nonsense.
Yeah, man.
Rather sometimes the only thing I just think about is just go to war with them, man. Straight up, because they're shaking. Even the sitting down and talk about that is just violence that is bringing inside of your head, because not for them thing yourself.
Yeah, it's way too much. Right?
Yeah, not for them thing. It's over the border, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, my boy.
And you see, when I keep saying that, abusive relationship and I was saying that, and in my head I see, it's like every time I say that I see not clever. Remember, it's like them and just like you think you too call out, behave yourself, behave and obey. Give me a wallet.
But that's
Look, hold $10 to yourself. Like, so you boy, that is
that's what
boy.
they are antagonistic, so they will do you them things there. And then when you act and react now without a plan or whether, you know, then they use that to, is remember it's a science, you know, it's political science, you know. You check?
Boy.
And it's a war. Indeed is a war, you know, Pyro.
But of course,
It's
them man
already a
take
war,
care
it's a
of war.
psychological war right now because
And
Them man been at war with people from all
Long
along.
time,
You check. It's we, you know, that,
yeah,
that
and
was just there playing naive.
so many years them are running the country,
You
raising
get me?
taxes and not raising people's salary, nothing. That is warning people already.
But
So long you driving the people into poverty, that is war with my boy.
Victimization.
Yeah, man.
Victimization.
your
and
government
that.
victimizing you. Your own government
yeah,
victimizing you and discriminating.
That's supposed to
The
be-
government
And have
responsibility
you
is to
speaking to your
prevent
neighbor
them
that doing you
things.
that?
yeah.
And they making you believe it's your neighbor that doing you that. So this, the government that doing that to you.
Yo.
So if the government doing it, when a Chinese man come, or a Russian man come, or Israeli man come, or American man come, it already said so. You is nobody already.
But why you think the Chinese man do that to Suki?
You is nobody.
Why you think Suki end up in
Boys.
confrontation with the Chinese man?
Yeah, man, with slavery days.
That they understand,
Slavery
they
days,
want to
we
say,
not
yeah.
slaving. We've been enslaving our place from the plantation maybe right now, and we need to rise up to check it. It's like, boy, man tell you, Maggie, shh, don't make massa hear you. Boy, you mad man. What? No, boy, let's talk about patois. Okay, but don't tell me to hush. We have to come out in the plantation. We have to, them man there, we have to,
Them man have to leave man
yeah,
plantation.
we have to run them man out of the plantation, yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
them man have to leave man plantation,
Yeah,
so, man.
real
But
thing
hear
I'm telling
that-
you.
But hear that though.
We
I
can't
always
run
like
from
to,
what
I
the
always
world
like to come back to that situation
It is
on the
them to
slave
take
ship.
what-
Did have tomorrow now.
Because imagine you on the slave ship,
Yeah, man plantation.
and you know you're going to die in bondage,
I see what I'm saying to them.
and you're going to make children. You're going to make children,
Yes.
born children into
To that
that.
bondage, yes, you're correct. That you call yes.
That is what we are the product of, you know.
Dear people,
The people that say,
picture.
boy, life in bondage is better than to be dead. And they brought all them there, and they made us, brother. Okay? So those that agree, hell no, death better.
oh,
They don't
we
have
to
children
fight
among
for
us.
freedom.
They don't have children among us.
You have to fight for freedom.
Which I
man.
tell you,
Fight to maintain freedom. You can't. You have to get free.
You have to
and
put
just
your
relax.
life down, brother. You have to put your life down, because what you're enjoying now is lives that will put down, that will lay down.
Correct.
And we're ready so to give up so freely.
Yeah.
We're ready to give it up so freely because we never had to. If we could take one of our ancestors and put them there face to face with us right now, seeing that we have the things that they dying for, that they were dying for,
He died.
they died for.
Yeah.
What they would do with us now? What they would do with us now?
And that's why I come back to where I started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get tamed, and you see that the people in them don't know who they are, what they're capable of, where they come from. They don't know their history, their heritage, their culture. Boy, we wasn't no kind of a pushover, boy. Boy, they call us Kalinago, but boy, we make Columbus and them and run, gassa.
Yeah, man.
To check it, that's where we come from. We make man run and leave the place. It cannot be. Dominica cannot be. Why is the word?
Call it what you want to call it.
You check it.
Yeah.
But they pass it.
But boy, you mad man. We have all our mountains and things on, our forts and our things on. Problem man can come and do what they want there, boy.
They sell the black man for a bag of rice and they sell the curry for a bottle of rum.
So we need to
So
re-educate
we
these
need
people.
to stop eat rice and stop drink rum.
Boy.
Okay?
So the key solution there is to teach the people, you know, the youths and them the history, to show them. And we need to awaken, you know, all the elders. When I go grandman, I see them elders like Wu-Tang and them man, I know that so have bubblers and them places there, ranking, and when you come there, you respect them and pull up on your block there and you check it. Them man have to talk to youth and them and say, and you know, they make youth and them understand. Youth, let me tell you.
Boy, Maggie,
Boy,
tell me on that boy back.
Plus moon, malls have got some. You know, them man have to come and talk to the youth and them, you know.
Maggie.
You have to come and, you know, the Kalinago, boy.
Maggie, you know what I see as you saying that there? Them people in France agree. They're not in that a mandatory vaccine thing. And when you watch the protest, brother, you have who are the baby on their shoulder, you know. They're toddlers on them, holding, walking, you know.
Oh, you mean a
so
unity,
our children now,
strength.
when you see we have protests and things, we hiding our children. But no, we have to bring our children.
Oh, you mean everybody?
You check me?
Yeah,
we have
man.
to bring them.
And see how brutal
So
them,
they
man.
can,
Yeah.
so let our children see.
Yeah.
Let them see. What we hiding them for? They are part of, all what we standing for is for them.
Yeah.
So they have
Let
to
them
witness.
see what we're going through.
You check me?
To stand up for their rights.
Because the reason we so lackadaisical and ready to give it up so freely is because we never saw firsthand the things that those that before us had to sacrifice. We hear stories of it, we read history.
Yeah, man,
about
and
it,
man, that's
but
passing
we
one
never
ear, come on
witnessed
the
them
other.
thing.
Some man just
You
watch
check
that.
me?
Some people just make it passing one ear, come on the other. Some a few of us will check like, yeah, like me and us, they're checking me. Boy.
Maybe we take the list,
You
the
check?
last little
But the
cross off it,
majority just, and you know the next thing, them man use on the people to see that CO thing.
Oh.
That CO thing, that's, yeah man, everybody wants to CO in. Yeah, yeah man, we CO on this, you know.
We need to stop eat rice and stop drink rum.
So, everything they do in it, put not CO in it, you know, to get the people and them know, yeah man, we're making all have fun, making all enjoy yourself. Yeah, that is that, we free up people, you know, but that what? It's pure tribulation, my brother. Tribulation not going on in the place, you know. And then you come and have one like a party and then more tribulation. They're like, boy, they're like, let's give the slaves and them like a free up.
Inflicting pleasure.
Yeah, let's give them like a free up. Hey, back in the field now, go and pick corn and cotton and thing, go and pick cane and thing. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, whip on your back.
Yeah.
No boy, we fed up with that, my brother.
They cannot free up, they giving them, they must misbehave bad where they have to come back on them like that.
Boy. You have to come out of that, my brother. You have to rise up from that, my brother. Like Pyro say, we ashes, my brother. You cannot get lower than that. If nobody waiting for us, what they waiting for us? We're supposed to be eating, drinking water, and water, man, and things so. Boy, that you waiting for that point to fight. No, boy, we no dread. We dread.
Don't go in that road there, no?
Man have money, man living lavish, and man's watching you hungry. I was hungry there. We don't know how ends meeting and things so on, man. Business and man afraid to talk, boy. Boy, Maggie, no boy, you have to know when to talk.
Well, Maggie, let me tell you, I can tell you something. You see, all the people that have their business and they're talking about they don't want to talk because of victimization and whatever. Let me tell you something about that. They don't want to talk, you know. What they have to realize, when the poor man do have $1, your groceries on your shop must stay and watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Alright?
Yeah.
Because that is the cycle of the economy. And once the cycle of the economy break somewhere, you have a problem. So your shop can be well stocked up and saying you don't want to talk. That is your business, but it's going to reach to a point. All your stocks will stay for cobweb.
Yeah.
You have to eat it.
Because people will go back to roast fig and roast dashing because they don't have no other option.
And you also have
They
to eat.
wouldn't be able to go back to that because they wouldn't have money. They wouldn't be able to buy it. It's not back in the day. It's by farmer size or somebody like
So we don't need to reach that point for us to fight, for us to stand up and say, boy, enough.
They will get the fig and dashing to roast it. They'll get a yampe, they'll roast it.
All they have to reach
on my land.
small
And I'll sell my
Irish
land
Friday.
for
Man,
you.
it have yampe that not on people land. It have
But
yampe
everywhere
that
is somebody
on,
land, my brother.
But well, still not somebody there.
Well, trouble didn't go jail enough for
One
Yeah,
coconut.
somebody go jail for you, I'm
Yes.
there.
You see
Can
there?
rise.
My brother, well, boy, hey, we need to unite. We need to come together. We need to stand up. No, we cannot wait. You all lost in the picture. People all lost in the picture. All not seeing where we heading.
All them
And
business
quick
man that do
to-
want to talk. They have to open their mouth there.
They have any people because
Well, it's not talk, it's action. So the action
man.
is to put on that government. Get
Simple
them
way.
out of there.
Everybody has start their own way.
what's that?
Everybody has start their own way. And the country lock down and scary than them.
That's AA. You see that?
Everybody
You
start
don't
their
have to come
own
and stand up in the
way.
streets. Just don't go nowhere. Stay at your home.
But everybody has start their own way.
Just stay at your
But
home.
just see that they don't
When we do come
they
Rose,
do
it's
want
to
to
make
lock
you not to
down.
resign. We.
Yeah.
When we do come Rose, it's to make you not to resign. We don't
Yeah,
come back
man.
to look, you know, to come Rose and come by ministry.
Easy with all that.
Tell you, get out of office, you know, pan.
Stay home. Don't have to come in the street. Just stay home. That not gonna have no conflict in it. Just stay home. Let the people and them stay empty.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
stay
yeah,
home.
yeah.
So that way, if you're afraid brutalization by the police, that just stay home. You don't have to meet no face no police at your home. You be
Big America afraid of that.
of what?
Of what you talking about.
What you mean? No, I just
Because
told I
they
said that
actually
that we boy.
making America making preparation right now to send out the National Guard, you know, for people that go in and walk out on the job and for the mandatory vaccine, you know.
Boy.
Just imagine the man put in the National Guard on standby because people ready to just lock down.
Bro, lock
We
down.
think- we
They
think-
lock down the place on us.
We
They
think
lock
we
down
have
on
to
them.
wait for them to call a lockdown.
No man, we
We can just lock down.
us.
We can just agree.
They show us how it's done, how they lock down and nothing happening. Well, no, we need to lock down the place on them and tell them, hey, come out here.
The psychology that has been played
Look,
on you.
we have to lock them
man, we
outside.
have to sit on the same players, you know. And I
They
think
have
only
the
we
National
can-
Guard.
Yeah, the free-
They'll call their National Guard
To
because
do what?
you know it have their
To
loyal.
do what?
their
What they
loyal-
gonna- what they gonna do? Tell them come on at your home?
Talking
But
about.
we're not in America. you
No,
know.
no, I mean, I don't mean their literal, I mean their loyalists. They still will have people that will
That's
go and
all.
try to
That's
carry.
all.
We know we are all
They do
loyalists.
have that.
That's
Dominica do have that.
all I'll say. We know we are all loyalists.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all I'll say.
Yeah,
Myself.
real.
Dominica do
Yeah.
have that.
And the best memories is in your house, they be.
My people, it's simple. Stay home. You're not gonna get in no conflict. You have got to think of who rights you
If
thinking.
Dominica had that, the Prime
You have a
Minister
right to
never
stay
be
home.
thinking twice to say mandatory vaccination.
You have to make that sacrifice, you know. And talking about that job and things. So when you make a sacrifice because you're in a job there and you barely making ends meet. So you need to, and it can be much better. But
Yeah,
we need to
the
take
thing
on
is
them
that-
people there.
It have to be a coordinated effort.
Yeah.
So you know everybody that's if it's that everybody stay home or everybody come on the road. Whichever
But
one.
I
it
have to
is.
be the next
That's
system.
Whichever one that
You're
comfortable
correct.
for
Yeah.
the people. You check.
Yes.
It's either you
So
stay
you
home
decide.
or you
Yeah.
come in the street.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Home run to
Because your
school.
partner had mentioned that, you know,
Yeah.
when he was in Maui, but checking for yourself, you'd be more comfortable to just stay at his home.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's that, it's that. If people more comfortable is staying at their home
Yeah,
than
man.
coming on the street.
Nobody-
Yes, yeah, whatever that good for, but it's a sign
to happen
of
together.
showing.
Togetherness.
Yeah, it has to happen
Yes,
together.
yeah.
And the thing about it is a sign of defiance.
Yes.
To make these people understand. Yo,
Mm.
Because it must have a
you see what happened in there?
Definitely.
You see what happened in there?
Yeah.
You cannot continue like that.
No.
And you have to send that strong message and make them man know straight
Yo,
up.
we fed up with that.
We fed up,
We
we
fed
had
up with
enough
that,
and
yeah.
time for it to come on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Everybody
if,
just stay
if
home,
everybody
also.
want to stay home, then
stay
yeah,
home.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Stay
man,
home.
Stay home.
If
Leave it
everybody
up.
have to,
Empty.
I feel like something that we should put up. I know people
Yeah,
should
man.
decide what they want to do
do.
and make a time and decide. Well, yeah,
Yo.
if it's home, every
We
the vast
home, my
majority
brother.
decide they have to
That's
stay
because
home.
that psychology,
home.
I think.
Yeah, stay home.
Cook,
Which
yo.
was a time
Yeah.
to start that. Man, know if you stock up your food,
Stock up
and
your
you know
food,
where-
rice, your
But now that
home,
the teacher already
fish. Yeah, we have everything.
lock down with this weekend,
Let's lock down the place on the week, my
They
boy.
have weekend.
So
That is
that's
Whole
why I
week.
wonder why people running and buy
Lock
food
down
like
for
that.
a
You
whole
know?
Yeah, man. Hold on. Yeah,
What
lockdown.
I say, when people come and buy food, they have to wonder what people come and buy food like that for.
Yeah.
And then when you do check yourself Monday, you don't see nobody.
Good
in your
strong.
place.
You might see 5 workers by Asafans, and now these 5 workers going to run Asafans, and nobody see not coming and buy. What is the reason you've been inside
Yeah,
here?
man, brother.
So that 5 workers, it must get to them. They cannot, because they're going to come back tomorrow. What are they going to come back to
Yeah,
tomorrow?
man. And the difference between their lockdown and our lockdown, we locking them outside, you know. Because when we lock down the place, like if we should up in the week, we'd have to stay in our house, you know. Oh, else that calling the shots, you know. We can go and pull up on the block, we're there, yeah, but we're not going to work. And we're not going in town, we're not work the functioning.
Yeah.
The country not functioning.
For a
Yeah.
few days, and then
Free
when
up
it comes
yourself.
to tongue is to get you guys
Take
to
a little free up.
resign.
Few days.
Yeah. As long as it takes.
Boy, you just lock it down.
Yeah, man, lock it down.
Until
When
them
they-
man pop
you
up
see-
and come
Yeah,
back.
man.
When listen, we are the economy, you know. All
Yes.
this debt that they piling up is on
Yes.
our back, you know.
Yes.
So if we turn off the engine, the
Yes.
economy is the engine, you know. And if
Okay.
we turn off the engine,
Yeah, go nowhere.
it don't no use for nobody.
But I
You don't
tell
know
you,
what I mean?
And
Check
today, man, we're talking about tax and people come pay tax, as you can see that. Yeah, all the time we come pay tax, all the time about stimulus, like
September
about
finish, up to and they give nobody the salary increase they talk about.
Oh,
September finish.
all looking people no
The
stimulus
government say
after all
from
that
September
lockdown.
take they're going to give
September, go
people
finish.
salary increase.
And you
Oh,
tell us
yeah.
all about
You see,
taxes,
also,
inland revenue.
I check in, okay, the government come, right? We have COVID. And it's the same abusive relationship because COVID come. Nobody is expecting COVID, but COVID come. You check? COVID it cause a hardship on everybody. The government never relax its stance on we the people, you know. To say, well, okay, we can bring down the VAT by half, or we can cut the VAT by a third. To say, well, VAT is 15%, well, let us bring it down to 10%, which is a third of the 15%, cut out a third out of it. You check? Or to say, well, cut it into and make it is 8% or something, or 7.5%. Nothing, no relaxation for the wicked, my
They
brother.
add more to it.
You check? You don't even say, well, yeah, now people are there home more and they burning more electricity. The cost going to be high on their account. So that can, okay, consumption of electricity go up. Huh? That don't even cause a decrease in the price of electricity. And normally, when demand and supply, huh? If the demand go up, the price. Them and they even say, well, let us regulate that and say, well, okay, boom. Let us force the electrical company to cut down on their profit. So do something for the people, you know.
You
my
talk
brother.
about cutting down on
Because
our
people
profits.
losing their salary, people, boy, revenue go down. Revenue go down, you know.
We resilient.
You check. There is absolutely no. So we have a government that have no willingness to sit down at the negotiating table. Same problem they have with Rubis. And Rubis still they're trying to negotiate with them. You check me. And whether that is the exact same problem, the government will not come to the table and negotiate on a fair level with we the people. You check me. Same problem with the Wesley and the International Airport.
I just sack with all
You
of
check,
them and
you check me. Same problem. All of you look at it is the same problem. The government will not do what it's supposed to do, which is come and deal with the people, get the people involved, get us involved in the solutions of the problems of what is us. Because it's us that facing those problems. Huh? So how comes we cannot be part of the solutions to our problems?
Simple.
You check me? So are you telling me the government cannot say, well, we're going to cut down on VAT? Huh? We cannot say we're going to cut down on VAT to assist the people in their suffering, to assist us in our... Okay, you don't have to give stimulus. All well, all fine. But there are things you can do to release the pressure on people. You check?
That reducing government revenue. It's too tight to
Yeah,
reduce.
with government revenue for what?
It's too tight to
Huh?
reduce government revenue.
Passports still selling me. Left, right and center.
Them man no excuse, man.
Passports
No
still selling.
excuse.
Yo, the government of Dominica broke. Labour Party broke. Skerritt and Anthony Eden.
Rich.
2 millionaires we have.
Billionaire.
2 billionaires we have in
They're not
Dominica.
millionaire, no?
That is the only two rich people we have right now. The Labour Party broke, the government of Dominica broke, but Skerritt and Anthony Eden are rich guys.
No, let me tell you.
And that is a serious matter because no PAL rep cannot give no form of representation to none of their constituency.
Correct.
So that means the government is broke. A budget call, we don't see no action, nothing from the budget. The country the same way. So that's it. That only is to show
Yes, boy.
the situation that we're in. According to Pyro, we need to reset our mind right now as a people and get rid of Labour Party by any means
Yeah, man,
necessary.
any means necessary.
These people need to get out of there right now.
By any means
By
necessary.
any means necessary, we have to get rid of this government because they are a pollution to the country. They are not good.
And the people need to understand that is their right and that is their responsibility as a people, because the way to control your government, the people that are working for you, is by rising up and make them know in large numbers, hey, what are you doing? You check it, everybody have strike. That is what works. It sure, you know,
I don't mind
the bus
it.
drivers do it and they get what they want. You know, they get a thing in the market. You check it. Look, before someone gonna strike.
They're trying
They're
to
trying
come,
to
come
all
on the
the-
negotiating table with you now.
Early, you check it. You know what I'm saying?
Teachers in the college
So-
tell them not dig.
Yeah.
But
So-
too much sections and fragments.
Yeah.
So people need to come
Everybody
together
have
with
to
their
come together and
issues.
make one big thing. One
Because they led by the fraudster later, my brother.
Oh,
Because if later, because there is too much fragmented government
See, yeah.
issues, my brother. When you can pull all those people at this ground and say, yo, we have a strength, now is the time to strike. You rather see the fragmented action.
Yeah.
You rather see the fragmented action that making the people look weak.
Yes.
Rather than taking your time off, you say, you know what?
Paralyzing them.
Yeah.
The teachers want to strike. Hey, hold on this strike. I tried and talk to the policemen for them to come on board. Police, they get me on board. I can talk to them firemen for them to come on board. Let us bear the pressure together.
Yeah.
You rather see the fragmented. The teachers go over there.
Yes.
The police have a little talk over there. So
Yeah.
the fragmented solutions to individual problems is what the government operating under. Give Flacco a thing and Flacco don't say nothing.
Yeah.
So give the teachers a thing separate from the
man.
and they don't say nothing. Later, it's not unifying the
fire.
the grumble
Yeah, man.
of the
Fire
of the civil servants. And if you unify the grumble which he in the position to,
Yes.
because man don't want to get vaccinated, man want more money, man want better working conditions, man want more staff for them to work better, man want certain things to make life simpler on the job.
Yeah.
How you not pulling
All that.
everybody together now? It's
All of
because
them already under it.
Mr. is a fraud, my brother. It's just, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
But you can have prison officers have an issue with the government at the end of the day. Now,
Boy,
prison
man.
officers,
Just like all the prisoners.
this is some of the mother of the like some of the criminal inside there,
Oh,
some
let go
mother
of
inside
them,
there.
man.
You giving these kind of fellas that protecting
You
criminals.
know, the one that
stress.
is opening the gate
I don't
today,
do
everybody.
That's why I'm telling you,
Put Moon, let's go, man. Everybody.
people that protecting criminals, you giving stress free. So that means stuff from that criminal.
But when you have a union that satisfies 2.5% in 15 years,
Boy.
It's in the government that have the
We
criminals.
have to
not
take
stock
out.
farm.
Well, it's
Before we take out the government,
Street,
you know,
really,
the
street
arm of
that
the
have
government.
criminals, not stock farm.
where they say the union is the people. And again, we're calling on the same situation. People have to recognize they need to come together to solve and deal with their issues. It's the same problems. The problems are different under no man roof in Dominica. You're working under the government, you're underpaid, you're given poor resources, you've been abused, you've been victimized. You understand? It across the government spectrum. It across the social spectrum. What unity is the key to the situation.
Yep.
Unity.
Let me come through before I lose my thought there. Would you see what you're talking about there? The fragmented, the teachers over there, and the bus drivers over there, and all of these little book and little fire over there, the man is dashing out on that. Dash out. But when all that come together, that kind of flame there. You see how them fire truck and all the hose leaking, you get out, how long it go out library? When the people come together, is them kind of fire you're gonna
Well,
have.
forest fire we burning like my brother, out of control,
Together.
my brother, when we come together.
Apart, we have little flames, little
That
flames
enough,
by
we
there,
have
by
done
there.
out that
That's
except-
not out.
except the
And there's people
natural
on that,
flow.
and not out. But we need to
Just
have
to,
a big flame.
just to,
And we have
That's
to,
why Buju
one,
said,
just
you
let me
know,
just,
if
yeah.
Thomas later that can unify
So you see
that.
later, we to, that is one, that's the first stone. Before you take out that big stone, you take out that stone there.
like the fire.
Later, you ever get
No,
deep.
later have
That man out.
excuses.
But
Excuses.
yeah.
He don't want to get rid of no government for no political party. Man, you talking nonsense.
But it's for the people
You
to
cannot,
get in
you
with
cannot be
the-
representing the people, and right now the people telling you about their issues that they have, my boy, and you telling me you don't. Madness you talking about.
Well, you see,
If the solution
for me,
to the workers' problem is the executive of the government have to
What
be
is their
removed,
job now?
and the executive of the government have to remove. Is
that's
it's
up
like
to you.
remember
That's what people
the
want.
government like a credit union, you know.
Yeah.
But the board members, if the members decide they don't want the board there again,
Yeah.
we don't want the board there again,
Yeah.
and they have to look at it like that. The board we have not doing a
It's
good
not
job.
what glitter want. It's what the people
We
want.
don't want the board there no
No.
more. That's not a political decision of
No.
no party.
No.
If for out more benefit one or two people politically,
fraud.
but
Yes.
the situation is. Later there's money when you're talking about they victimizing the people, they sexual harassing the people,
What?
they dissing the people, they dating the people. Okay, but you know who is the day? You know the solution to the problem.
Yes.
They have a history of not listening. You deal with the
Bro, you
matter.
see-
But
bro,
go ahead.
look what you said. Because you see what you just said, yeah? You, as the General Secretary of a union, come in and say people have been victimized.
That I fight
Yes,
me.
man.
Who's who going to represent those people?
That fighting me to Ambuju
And fight that
Cairo.
victimization and fight that discrimination.
Yeah, man,
So
I
in
be
that,
saying that.
in that year,
How
how
much am I
many
hearing man
years
say that?
Thomas later has been, how many people have he represent on a victimization case, on a discrimination case?
The question to later
Because
is,
it's against
what
the
have
law
you-
to victimize people.
what have you
It's
done about
against the
it?
law. It's against the law to victimize, it's against the law to discriminate.
Yeah.
Yet still our government is openly
doing
doing
it, and our
So that
The
is,
union leader,
saying it,
General Secretary Thomas Later playing.
so that is why,
saying,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, no. Check in like, what? People have been victimized, but you're not supposed to be representing.
yes, that's the question to you. What are you doing about
So
it?
what have you done?
What have you done about
That's
it?
why I'm telling you, no. A lot of them man know. That's why Mr. is a fraud. Because it's misleading the people.
That's it.
You check, you're not supposed to be inspiring people and leading people and pushing people, my brother.
Good.
You check, instead you're breaking the people's spirit. You check,
And then saying they have to lead you.
But that is why I tell him by thing there, he self, I meet him over there.
But Mr. Them
And I
guys
tell him,
from there.
I tell him, if it have to be that to make him never see the seat of the presidency, like Charles Sabre, he'll never see it. Because Charles Sabre, even if you hate a dog, you have to say it right. He knew how to mobilize the people, he knew how to bring people together to meet his objective. So he now in his era, when the time come, when the call come for him to take those same action, he feeling, I tell him that he's
But
facing.
watch me, and Flacco. The difference between the two of them is, Savre was going at the party that was in power was, he was against that party.
Yeah.
Later now, the party that in power, he fought them.
Yes.
So he cannot fight them.
Yes.
Savre could have fight them, so he have to rally people to fight them.
Right.
He now have to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like keep the people dormant and docile. Not
Divide
at bay,
the-
keep them at bay. Stay at bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is Mr. Job.
So now, wait, let me finish. So now, as we're talking about labor representation and things, you check me, the same project we will
we were by the on what weekend when we go down by Emerald Pool area there.
Okay. The road rehabilitation project.
One of them soldiers telling me, boy, you have to bail out on that job there, you know, because he finding now 3 weeks waiting for his pay, you check me. And he do getting, you know, it's like nobody addressing his concern. You check, you know, he's a foreign company, so I don't know if they have labor representation. But the man checking sometime a whole month.
Gotta come.
Like that month's paycheck you getting it late. You check me? Or 3 weeks late.
Or something like
So, I check in, you see that? That is a problem in Dominica in general, because when you have people working under them kind of conditions, and from what I understand, it's not just Mr. having that situation, even NEP having them kind of a problem with paying people on time.
Government do not have money, my friend.
So it's people just...
And the people checking like, they don't okay if it, you know, but they bear in it.
Yeah.
Rather than they seem like, hey.
Yeah, well, put your pride and your dignity.
Yeah, man. That is nonsense,
What
my
I'm saying
brother.
is, if I call, and that is a thing I do already, call the PSU and tell the PSU I know of a problem that exists, and if their membership have not made them aware of that problem, that it has been going on 2 months, going into the 3rd month, that salaries have not been paid. The first question they asking me if I'm a member of the union.
Well, of course, that's the first question.
You check? So then...
At the end of the day, Flacco, I find too much of the union members does talk negative about Thomas Later and not do nothing to get rid of Thomas Later. And that is another part of the problem that exists. So, if every time I talk to someone about Thomas Later, so that's the first time I hear something positive about Thomas Later. And I don't want to call it positive. Man say he be in something 100%. And given his way, he just talk the talk. You understand? He just talk the talk, so I expect him to tell them and he behind them 100%. You understand? But at the end of the day, if you don't see him, you have a hand in rescuing your society from a pillaging executive and call it political for you not to act. My salaries is 2.5% in 15 years that you get them in increase. The government still in billions of dollars, enriching cronies, paying foreigners high salaries. You satisfy with 2.5% for the workers.
Not to mention the profit that they report on Kempinski and it
Kempinski?
When they didn't even open it.
That is a joke profit, my brother. What the partner make? That brother is a joke profit, Mr. McKinsey. Listen to this. The Prime Minister said he put $1.2 billion in our account for housing. He's going to build 660 apartments, roughly. Each apartment cost, according to Reginald Austri, and it now they fed what is his name? Regis. 400,000. That is 265 million. What happened to the other 800+ million dollars? That Kempinski shit is a joke. Kempinski was a what boy? So that scheme working now. Boom! They come up with a bigger one. Then you have McIntyre running his scheme up there. You have Lennox Lawrence running his scheme over there. My brother, Alec Lawrence. My brother Man Cypher, my brother Dominica, in the past 5-10 years, have lost for them man at least $10 billion, you know, my brother. That's not a joke kind of money, you know. We had the petrol carry, but was never a debt. Never a debt until Maria. And a man go in the UN and say, my boy, I forgive you, things hard. I know, you check your sin. You check, that is what Venezuela do for us as a people. In our time of need, they say, but bro, things hard. Don't dig, man. So, I want Reginald Austri to explain how we didn't have a debt, and Mr. said that in the UN. Mr. not one of your freaking cronies. Mr. is a credible man in the UN that say, I forgive you, my brother. in your time of need. There is how much hundreds of millions that go missing. That is public information.
Yeah, man.
They're not
Our money.
digging. They just boy casual hearing giving you that every story.
We said the other day, you learn what was slavery from these guys' actions. These guys are the people that were selling our people for the slave masters before.
Yes, sir.
Thomas later, all these guys that on the pirate fraud they be.
Yeah, fraud.
Fraud.
Sell these guys have been selling the people. These guys are just slaves.
Yeah, man,
Fraud.
I encouraging anybody in the civil
service.
service.
To the master boys, that them man doing the people boys.
Plenty fraud in it.
Me, I personally encourage
Thomas
you.
Later is a big slave driver because he blowing hot half it and then he just dashing out on you. You don't see him, you don't hear him again.
Let me
It
tell
is
you.
time for Mr. to go. And the
Yes.
people in the union
Yes.
that recognize what he's doing need to call a general assembly, because that is what they say you do. You call a general assembly and you vote
Yeah.
that fraud, wicked bastard out of office,
Yeah, man.
and put somebody that in the interest of the workers.
Yeah.
A man cannot get 2.5% in 15 years. And you're telling me he's doing a good job for the workers. Gas go up by 17 cents in a day. In a day. In a day. In 15 years, you're telling me the adjustment for inflation Thomas later was able to get for the workers is 2.5%. And people saying he's doing a good job.
I don't think
That cannot be a good job, my brother.
that.
But whoever that probably saying he's doing a good job, my
for
brother.
him still being there, it looks like that because he's still there.
You-
But let me tell you
Why
what
you
else.
think the participation in the union?
It's his fault. I go
For
two
leadership.
union meetings. Two union
Participation in
meetings.
the union down, you know,
Bro,
I'm telling
mister
you.
is the reason the people didn't act. The people say on the first occasion for the election, basically, like they want to strike from today.
Yeah.
The man tell them people, well, we'll come back to that 2-3 days from now and then we'll go by the bridge. Something so to that.
Yeah.
He say,
Oh, he say it?
the
And I
man,
go
when
slow.
when the people talk about they want to strike today, they say, he they blowing hot, you know, all the time, you know. So the people say, what? Okay, well, we want to strike from today. He say, no, we cannot go fast with that action like that.
Yes, we have to
We
review
have
that.
to go on and go slow.
No,
first.
he said you have to review it or some shit like that. Like you have to
Yes,
come
because
2-3
it
days.
goes through.
Revisit
Bojo,
it.
listen to me, Bojo. When he say,
And then revisit
Yeah.
the following first
Right.
day.
Yes.
First day. I remember
Right.
that. He
Let
said,
us
let
go
us
on
go
and
and
go
he said,
slow.
he called for the go slow.
Yes, yes,
And he
yes.
said the first day,
Right.
we
Revisit, yeah.
To me,
Let's
that
go
revisit
and
never
go.
happened.
Let's go and
Yes, they
free
end
this
up
go
by the
slow.
bridge.
Yes.
Let's go and free this go slow to see the reaction of it.
They end up by the
So now
bridge.
what I want people to do is, the 3 days go
Yeah,
slow,
we will
is stay at
follow
your home for the
later
3 days.
with that participation.
Stay at your home for the 3 days. Don't go and go.
People
And let's
don't,
see what is going to happen.
That.
And then we'll take action from that.
remember them man
You telling
done,
me stay home for 3 days, where you guys can call me and tell me I lose my job and somebody else have the job, and what is the action behind that?
people already know this happened with them, man.
Bro.
Them man approach. So people doesn't participate in
So that's why
this.
the people never participate in that, because the people seeing Mr. is just too.
A fraud.
So you hijack the
If the union members recognize it, they say you call it. I don't know what people you take into call a general assembly in the union. I don't know their rules and their regulation.
Yeah, the constitution.
But there are many people in the union. They need to call a general assembly and get rid
Yeah.
of Thomas later.
Yeah.
Period. Retire Mr. Push him out. Because the man tell me he's going to be there next election, by the roll of the next election.
What?
So Mr. going and oversee the workers
But not time for me to
through a next election cycles, meaning
All
you-
hard back forward. It's time for that to retire itself. They're wasting people time.
Mr. need to go and the workers need to recognize.
that.
That
You
is
know,
one of
people-
the
You know what it
when we
is?
give the young man a chance, that is
Fraud.
one of the institutions
Look,
that
as a
should
politician.
give another young man a chance.
Yes.
to lead.
He's a secret
He's a
agent.
politician.
A fraud.
Because he can talk, he's talking, same thing as the politician as well. Talk the talk and get you a hype up and confidence in them. He's a good politician later.
He
Good fraud.
serves
Yeah.
the same role a Sonia Williams in the 80s.
But the man
You
of
had
Sonia Williams is cool.
you have a prime minister who was a freedomite, the Iron Lady, and then you have her trainee on the other side, the union boss, Poto freedomite, Sonia Williams. What are you going to expect what Poto freedomite, the union boss, to do? Not support the policies of her leader? Henceforth, the repression of workers and salaries in Dominica in the 80s and early 90s. What you expect when you have a union leader that is a labor right from his time in the past? No matter what he says, he's a labor right. He was in your cabinet. So up to 2000, while a member of the union, he was a labor right. You understand? He was in the cabinet. So you have a prime minister that is a labor right and a union boss that is a labor right. What the hell do you expect? Repression of workers. Blah, 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 blah. But the workers getting repressed. Nothing not getting better for the workers. So the prison officers have to complain. The nurses have to complain. The police have to complain. But somehow, you is the man in charge of all of them. Okay, all of them. But you're not pulling them together to make one big action to get a result. And he tells us, Thomas, later, that all the other unions in Dominica always tell him if he don't go, they don't go in.
And he's a fraud.
So you're making sure you don't go, so nobody else don't go. The man is a dirty fraud. Dirty, stinking fraud.
Yeah, man, fraud.
Be a fraud.
Yeah, well, we have to get rid of that fraud, eh?
The people that paying him his dues.
Yeah.
And see how Thomas later compromise now. You find the union have to generate money. So you start a security service. Your biggest client is the government. Your biggest client is the government. Shut down the government, you kill your service. Conflict of interest.
Wow.
Workers don't hire Thomas later to give them cheaper laundry services at a shop and cheaper shop. Can if bringing in goods wholesale for cheapness. Shilling first bringing goods wholesale for cheapness. Which is bringing goods wholesale. It's not that we pay the union dues for. We pay the union dues to achieve better work conditions and higher salaries to afford increases in living. Them things they're not cutting it for what it have to be achieved for workers. So in the 15 years, the laundry man open security service shop,
So
but the workers get 2.5%.
Later planning a way out for when he kill the union man.
I don't know what.
Security company. So
Yeah, later is just a fraud. All I know later is just a fraud and he needs to go.
Man, I have a boss
Right
and
now,
driving
yes.
the passengers. So the man alright,
Right
you
now it's the
know.
The
responsibility
people.
of the members of the DPSU to get rid of Thomas Later. Because you all know who Thomas Later is. And that is why it has caused the membership of the union to not participate in the union. Because the people feeling the vibes from Thomas Later. His vibes is, like Tola said, they're hot and cold. You check. So he has already filled the members of the DPSU. So right now, is the membership to take up their responsibility.
Just like the citizens in
Yes. So all of us have our responsibility to bear, and we need to do this. Take up our responsibility to check. Thomas Later is one that need to go for sure. Because he says a pure fraud.
Bare fraud.
Yeah, man, fraud.
Yeah, man, so people is togetherness, unite, stand up together. It's time to rise up, time to come out of the ashes and rise. Like the phoenix, right, brother? We have to rise. We must do it. And you see, the idea there, we need to shut the country down on them, man, my brother. Let's shut it down. You know what I mean? Let's close it down on them and put them outside. We have to do it because where we heading there, it's not pretty.
But them and have the
Trust me.
them and showing the street, they have no regard for
No regard for boy,
Not even
nothing.
the people that voted for them.
Boy, slaves all be, peasants all be, boy. Make all yourself scarce as people come enjoy themselves. Learn that,
People that
man.
voted for them and I respect.
What I can say is, we, Moun Séwyè, we from the ghetto, we from the hood. His man around, all around, always around. And the people must understand, change have to come from the ground up. It doesn't come from the top down, or it's a manipulation. That's why I tell you, Franco, the struggle have to be born out of a universal struggle. And all of us back against the wall. And when we come bearing the message of we must shut down the country, we make no bones and no excuses about what we think has to be done. That the country needs to be shut down and all means necessary pull out to have the government leave. Anybody that doesn't, and I don't want to say anybody because everybody entitled to their opinion. And all the other political organizations out there, official or unofficial, that tell you somehow there is some other way to deal with the matter. They are if other organizations that tell you there is somehow some other way to deal with the matter, some US soldiers, whoever law enforcement will come from overseas and solve the problem. That is bare fantasy. Or they will just roll over and give electoral reform when the time comes. That is bare fantasy.
Yeah.
Whatever we're going to get out of our country, we have to fight for it.
Yes, sir.
Some of us have to put down blood for it.
Yes, sir.
But no matter what, we have to fight
Yeah, man.
to deliver it to ourselves and to our children.
You have to take what you want.
Let the priest not tell you different because it have to pass. Your pilot cannot tell you because he's a bot agent. Trust your God. Trust the Lord you pray to. That you know you have to prepare your mind, your soul, your body and your spirit for a battle for your nation.
For your children, for your liberty.
For your children's future, for your liberty, for your freedom. Let no man tell you it's going to come easy. It's going to come hard.
The sooner we deal with it, it's the better.
The sooner we deal with it, is the better.
Yeah.
We have taken the pain of what these gentlemen and women in that cabal have been doing to us for 15 years. 15 solid years of ripping us off, driving our bank accounts to zero, and putting us in poverty. As Bossman say, who you saving it for?
What?
Who we saving Dominica for?
For children, Rasta.
We selling our lands to all our lands to foreigners, so not our children we saving it for. When we die, it's not for our children. And we have a leader that telling us who we saving our heritage for.
Oh, imagine.
We have to reset our mind,
Yeah,
people.
boy.
Them politicians all you supporting outside there, put some wood on under their foot and catch it fire and tell them we the people need a serious stance and back up the brothers and echo what the brothers saying, because we need to shut it down and get rid of Labour Party
Yes, we
at
have. That's
all
the only
costs.
way. That's the only way.
It is our internal
The polls are going to do
matter,
it. Sorry.
and that is what that have to be dealt with by us.
Yes, sir.
Nobody else. Not foreigners,
yeah.
nobody else but us that have to deal with that matter. And the first place we have to deal with the matter in the most peaceful way, if it have to be peace, to send the most serious of message, is to vote like Labour out of Grand Bay.
Yeah, man.
Even if he's as they are saying Grand Bay, even if he's a pig, we vote and vote them out with.
Yeah,
But
man.
we have to vote them out. Even if it's a red broom, we vote for. But we have to vote them out. You check to that?
The only way Gambia can get better, my boy, is
to stand on an independent.
Yeah, man. Because you been in them man pocket in them man bag.
Gambia do have no development in the movement.
No, and in them man bag.
For more than 40 years, Gambia
No, that is the development for every
Gambia
community.
don't even have a public convenience terrace.
And if you give them chance, they will
That's
divide.
by my
Look at the
marijuana.
primary
They
school.
don't pay
Look at the primary school in
my
Gambia. Instead they rebuild the school, they renovating that whole thing to follow on people's children.
If the community already dilapidated, and you give them the chance to put the people against each other, then that'll be it for Granby.
But that's what
The
it is.
community
That's what
will
it
be
is.
divided, and
But it's
then
like that
that's what it
already.
The people realizing
It's like
they're
that already.
abusing, my boy. People realizing they're abused. But they feeling like they don't have no other choice. If not labor, then who? That is one of them.
But who's got labor then? It's them.
Yes.
Labor,
So
That
now
can tell themselves, yeah, man. You don't see
People that have self-confidence.
Right, I can see
Look
right
at
now,
all
people
the
have to realize if it's
must
not
have some
labor,
money among
they
the
know.
people
What do
that
you
have.
mean?
Yeah,
If they
man.
don't take charge of their responsibility, nobody can fix it for them.
No, brother.
Exactly. One have to be
Understand?
responsible for themselves.
Because as I was trying to tell you earlier, the DVC how they trying to put a division, you know. They take in the agricultural land to put housing. Now the people know.
Not just the agriculture.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they
the
don't just
agricultural
station.
station.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that guy just throwing a reference,
Yeah.
right? So that, but they see that now. The people that will be in a desperate situation thinking that, boy, I want my house, and they go and build a house. No, another set will find one for the agricultural station, but that are benefiting us to go as farmers, and we have to put up a resistance against that.
Yeah.
Now you bring in a division within the people, now the people go and finding what all you don't have to have a house, all you don't have to have nothing, man, but all you have all your house, all you have all your transport, all you have all, but not realizing is by they work hard to earn what they needed.
Yeah.
You didn't decide to work hard. The land there for all of us to farming,
Yeah.
to earn a living.
Make your choice.
You make your choice. But that don't mean that we have to allow the government to come and
Divide us. Yeah.
our survival to put house in, and we have enough land in
Yeah, man.
Granby
To put house
that
in.
can be developed and put housing for the people in the community. And what again, the agricultural land they don't want to damage there. The agricultural station, the agricultural land, whatever it may be, they want to damage there. To put houses, it's for a set of people that have houses already, you know, built by the government, you know, that is for the people of Dubic, you know, they want to do that, you know. So where the people of Dubic living in center there, where you know they living by the basketball court them in center there by the police station there. Right? They want to take all the people from there and put them in the agricultural station. Because they say in the houses they give them where they are there, they're not good, they're not strong. But they stay, you know.
Yeah.
So if you break down one and you put that family to stay by another, you can build an apartment that's stronger. Even though it's a 2-apartment building, upstairs and downstairs. So you can take out 2 other families again and break down 2 other to get the vibes going rather than go and mash up the whole agricultural station where the people have their living, boy. That is mad, pure madness. Yes, it's true, we own the building, but the people cannot eat concrete according to Lucas. They carry the concrete, so they need the, and you damaging where that is in progress already, you know, they have things planted already, you know, farming taking place there already. Yeah. It's not like people who want to use there for farming, you know, farming is being done there already. For how many years? So that is not development. If we're talking about development, you have to go somewhere else. You never expect you to go and
Yeah, man, develop something.
Develop
Yeah,
something for the people.
add to what you already have.
You
Not
understand?
take out one
Not
for the
take out
other.
what we
And we
have
keep doing that
already.
shit. Take out a winter park to put a stadium. When we could have winter park and have a stadium somewhere else, we would have 2.
Yeah.
So that will be development. You have.
But they're not labor for that. I blame workers for that.
Well, it's
one, yeah.
politicians again, but
Yeah,
you-
that's-
Yeah, well, yeah, but then you come and do it. You
Politician.
come and continue it. So
Well,
you
it's
start
still,
off
they
it,
not
check it.
initiate before the
Yeah.
bad plan.
you check what it's them, the politicians self. So it's same thing, it's same story. But the story at it is like, stop taking out one for the other. Please, we can have one on one, we can have that one there, okay. we can fix it up and let's have another one. So we have multiple, we have two.
Yeah.
We cool. Those trying one against the other, let's make a choice and things so.
And
You know what I'm saying?
And
You
then,
see-
you know when all you make all your nice thing, nice new thing, all you gonna lock it up and thing, and we can get access to it.
Because at the end of the day, the workers really consult the people of Roseau to want to put a stadium. Or it was just something to
Same
flash
kind
in
of
front of,
unknown.
same thing to just flash in front of our eyes.
Dirty attitude.
You understand?
Yes, so
What
that's
really
what it is.
was it? Was it the same style of what Labour Party has
The
done
same
for us in
kind
the
of
past?
thing.
Just come and say, boy, fellas, we can put a stadium there.
People, my boy.
And forget that
Consultation.
in
You
Roseau,
have to know the-
Windsor Park is the community
Yeah,
park.
impact assessment.
The
they all over
community park out there, the community playing field. Like Newton have it playing field. Windsor Park was Roseau's
there. Playing field,
public
yeah,
playing field.
yeah,
You go in
man.
Windsor
You
Park,
close
6
it
o'clock
down
in the
to
morning.
privatize
Yes.
it with a stadium. So when it would be workers that in power, it would be a privatized
Yes.
place in Roseau.
The similar situation to the airport.
And for me personally, I blame workers for killing spots in Roseau for destroying Windsor Park, my brother. They single-handedly responsible for destroying spots in Roseau. Again, political moves for political benefit that was short-sighted and not in the best interest for the people of Dominica. And all the decision always being made for the best interest of some political party rather than the people. For example, the APP. Or the best thing is to negotiate. We shouldn't protest not the way. For whose benefit? For yours or for the people?
Same abuse, really.
And haven't the opposition and civil society been negotiating for the last 10 years with Skerrit to no avail? So what you're telling me, you're more interested in your ego than actually solving the problem of the people. And that is what we've been having ever since independence.
Yeah.
We had PJ doing his thing, boom, Charles Savre and them, their ego hurt, they had to come and take over the country. It's their thing. Miss Charles come, Iron Lady, suppress the people, is her thing and their, however they want it.
Yes, that is
Workers come, is their thing,
Politicians-
however they want it.
Politicians are
Not
problem.
how we the people see it. Then you have Labour Party telling us we should destroy our agriculture to build castles by the beach. And wait for people to come.
Yes. Madness.
By madness, by nothing being done for the benefit of the people of Dominica. And Labour parties would are there. And Skerrit said the most. And Capitol and them that say, big man get the most money in the history of all governments for Dominica. Facts. And them man haven't invested in a single profit for the people of Dominica.
Yes.
McIntyre Hotel is for the foreigners to profit.
Yeah.
He'll make his money while he build it and whatever. And each whatever is for foreigners to profit. Because man making their money on the top. See how it work out for Kepinski, who make their 100 million. You understand? So is other people profit. But then when you look at the people of Dominica, we're not getting higher salaries out of all that money. We'd have better education for our children with all that money we're hearing about. We don't have better sporting opportunities with all that money we're hearing about. We don't have no exports whatsoever, basically, with all that money that you're hearing about. You have man that cannot get to their farms since before Maria. It gets worse after Maria. Because Salisbury had to strike for their road. So we have evidence of the road network was screwed over for farmers even before Maria. With all that money you're hearing about. You have no storage for fishing in Dominica in a time when you're talking about food security. And also, God forbid Maria to come and hit us now, my brother. Where the food, where the fish in the fridge, where the food storage we have, where the what we have. People need to understand our government, Roosevelt Skerrit in particular, because he has been the government for 15 years, has not provided a single avenue for general profitability for the Dominican people. Instead, this gentleman has spent his time wasting valuable resources that may be difficult to come by again.
Waste. Stealing.
Yeah.
Not wasting.
Not wasting.
Stealing.
Yes.
You are, for example, and you're always talking about it. See how much money we spend in geothermal research. We could have put up hydroelectricity and lessen the cost and increase our energy independence. Hundreds of millions in something that have zero benefit, and then we have to abandon that like a big company and say research and development.
Yeah,
we know we
right.
can, but
And
let us leave that alone. But
line up
they've
already.
done pocket already.
That's what happened there again, man. I've seen that shit where we them.
Foolishness, man.
How many years?
Something like solar that's so easy and
We still not- And make it worse. Make it worse. Given all that money,
Still them and they're still in the
given all that money, we just know in our life when shit not going right to pivot.
Yes, brother.
To pivot. To pivot when things not going right for us, so we can push our investment over there for something else to come over there. Or you telling me we still going down there the same path when opportunities presenting themselves that we can divert funds from one place that not beneficial to
Definition of crazy.
to those things. So instead of raising capital, for an airport, why are we not raising capital to build back feeder roads? Why are we not raising capital to expand agriculture production, to bring it back, to take advantage of the COVID situation and the food shortages we're hearing people talk? Instead, we, the land of milk and honey, being brought into starvation from lack of production. I don't know what people that be paying attention to, especially the actually young ones and those that, but we've been destroyed. We've been destroyed. And it's not, we don't know what to do and how to solve.
Yes, my boy.
Yeah, that, eh? Since Mr. Man, they coming off, you have a lot of big extravagant programs set out for, you know? You always have some big grand program you see in plans for this and designs for that and so. But name one, they say if you cannot achieve great things, do small things in a great way. I want to tell you one small thing that this administration has done or implemented in a great way, like a small thing.
One thing I can
that
give them
impact-
one thing I give them credit for is the on a level is the water supply. The fact that they build more systems and have better water distribution around the island and not centralized. That is the credit I can give them, that I can give.
Yeah.
Because you have to say what man do good when they do it, because that is the question. And that is about it.
But
For
with
people
the
like
amount
I
of
know.
the amount of funding that they have had that passed through their coffers, you think more small projects like that with far-reaching impact would have been a better place to spend that money?
Definitely.
Than to go, you know, like on the whole geothermal, spending 300 and something million, as opposed to spending that, like you say, pivoting and putting it in something smaller,
Yeah, man.
but would have a
Greater
bigger impact and a bigger benefit, greater benefit.
Well, it could have, but that is not the aim. The aim is to bleed the nation to
I
the
just,
ground. And when CCTV fan fellas will run out and be rich other places and leave us holding the bag. Colony of China, or in United, whoever how much money that we cannot pay back. And we sweep in this side of the road and we in gutter.
Imagine if
We have to run in bush.
Shall be rich.
every time I check and see China, them man just come and beat their chest and talk about, oh, China is good to us, China this to us. We're not exporting nothing to China. Huh? We're not exporting not one piece of banana, not one piece of agriculture, not one piece of water, not nothing, not one thing we're exporting to China. Huh? Not even a cruise ship, not even Chinese stories that come in to say, well, you build that Kempinski and it's full of Chinese tourists, or you have how many hotels.
It's a millionaires, you know, Chinese have
money,
you know.
Really? Boy, the only thing I see in China doing is using Dominica as a means of they recuperating their own money. So they come, they take their money, they invest in project, but that is just to spend the money to create employment for Chinese, to keep the vibe going for Chinese,
Yes.
but nothing for Dominica.
Of course, when I take a loan from and you bring your workers, my brother, you double dip, you know, my brother.
It even go beyond, because now Chinese doing work that of monies that not even originated from China.
No.
You check, you take a loan from World Bank.
For example,
China is doing.
Chinese put up the picket fence.
Yeah, a simple old picket fence on the
front. Chinese put that on.
Yeah, that is what
Imagine, you know what, fellas, let us wrap it up.
Yeah, man, let me just, in closing, I'm going to say two things. It's all about, we need to continue the drive to educate the people on the Constitution. That's what got me into, getting serious. When I see all the fellas, when I see all the started the vibes, and I look at the Constitution and it gave me the courage to say, I need to be in that, because that is good vibration and thing. So we need to continue that drive, because it's working. It work for me, it work for others. And you see, DBS say, the partner say, he willing to, we need to have a constitution. You give us a program or us to do some a week.
Right, man.
So we can have a show on there. The Constitution. Yeah, he really say.
When you talk friendly, the DBS is a nice and friendly place, and they just do their work nice. Yeah. So when we want to teach our people about their Constitution, I hope he does not stand in the way.
Yeah, man, we're best. We need to have an hour or two first to sit down with our lawyer, and teach people the Constitution on the nation station, because the nation is the people's station. We check it, and then. We continue to hit the communities, hit the road, and this Saturday coming, we back at it with the crusade. We're coming up Mount Prosper, which is the last place we were supposed to go. Well, so Mount Prosper, look out. This Saturday, we're coming your way. Alright? And we're going to continue with the Constitution, drive, and the crusade, and talking to the people. People, it's time for us to rise up together and take a stand before we lose this land. Yeah, man.
Good night.